story.
Tubbs, you were hiding there. You frightened me. So, unleash the madness. And Tubbs, before we go any further, release the
Yes.
dwarf.
Release the Hobbit.
I said that
Like my
myself.
t-shirt.
To be known in. I like it, Tubbs. Rick and Morty.
Mm.
Hello, everybody in chat. So welcome back to another episode of the Culture Cast, where myself and Tubbs cast our eyes on this week's culture. So this week, no, I know we spent the last few weeks the majority of the time talking about it anyway. So this week is a fully fledged Star Wars episode.
I mean, it seemed fitting because of what we're going to be talking about anyway. Like,
Tubbs will be playing the part of Yoda.
if they cast me as Yoda, I'll fucking play that jolly green fucking pea brain.
A tiny, tiny creature.
Like he's legitimately like he's
Nick unleashed the dwarf.
But he's legitimately fucking like smaller than the Hobbit, right?
Yeah, he's around longer anyway. Fuller's Figures says, "Shake and bake, mother truckers." Or Connor, you know, like you don't have to fairy dust your words in here. You can say, "Shake and bake, motherfuckers."
Or you can say like jerk off a fucking ostrich, like.
But you wouldn't be able to reach up that high, so.
I'm a good climber. We've established this, right? I've got nimble knees. Actually, I'm fucking lying. My knees are fucking killing me this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Old and shit like
that. Jonathan,
God,
I pushed the button. I pushed it already. How are you, Jonathan?
Jono.
James is here. Well, buckos.
Story, James.
How are you, my friend? Mick said, "Unleash the dwarf." As we know, evening, James and John are no Brian Ewok. Num num.
I do have a fondness for those little fuckers. Well, actually, only because I can't see their real faces underneath that fucking suit.
Well, like Tubbs, if you don't shave for a couple of days, you basically become an Ewok, like so.
No, I mean, let's be honest. This thing's growing back in nicely, like. But fucking.
Have you eaten a gold android at one point in your life? Surely you have.
Yeah, of course I have.
Samsung, was it?
Fuck! Get off my fucking screen, fuckers.
Mick, just say hello to Jono and Connor. Chris is here. Sup, mother lickers.
Fucking story, buddy.
John, very shocked to hear Giselle Maxwell's committed suicide. Oh wait, that's Thursday. Yeah, we're just about to say that hasn't happened yet, but yeah,
it'll be Thursday.
Happy your suicided day. Hey Chris, you fucking Jim, yeah. What kind of Jim?
He fucking most certainly is.
A gime. Anyone check out the Big Bang Sale? Some bargains there. Yes, I did.
Dude, every time I go on the Big Bang Comics fucking website, it just keeps showing me like all the old fucking sales that were there like fucking start of the year. I'm like going, how the fuck do I refresh this motherfucking page? Like,
no, you just like it just go through all the action figures or whatever.
So okay. I just thought like it wasn't refreshing for me. Like
the majority of this sale was like Marvel Legends and Transformers. So I got like 2 from the Doctor Strange wave for $10 each.
Oh, deadly!
Really cheap, like so. Chris says, "Evening boys."
Story buddy.
Mitty, my Super 7 brother. Fuller Figure says, "Some bangers." All right, James, but thankfully nothing for me. I'm spent. Yeah, Connor, you will buy something. I know you. Manga Fandanga is here. Hello, my friend. Tip of the cap. Okay, so let's get into.
I'm going to have to buy an actual hat so I can just tip it instead of this, imaginary flock hen thing I keep doing. Like,
yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do, Tubbs, but
I don't know. It's like a fucking salute thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
So let's.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in life, let alone fucking my salute fucking regimen. Like,
yeah, fucking is all I got there. But anyway, this week's show and tell. Tubbs, what have you got for this week's show and tell?
I mean, I'm assuming you've got probably like fucking actually a lot of shit, right?
I've got one.
Okay, do you want to go first though? Because I got I got 4 things.
Go on, you go first. We
okay. Now they're not action figures and shit, alright? Just to let you know. But
DVDs.
Speaking as we were talking about like artistic shit last week, yeah.
I'll make you slightly bigger. Hold on.
Go on, go on.
There you go.
But as
No,
we were
you're good.
talking about all the artistic shit last week, I got myself a fucking massive pack of fucking markers, kid.
Nice.
Look at this shit.
Fuck me.
Oh, smells delightful.
You're not
I
supposed to
fucking-
sniff them though, Tubbs.
They tell you not to, but it's better to draw that way. So I got fucking pigment fine liners, which is helping massively with the art. Fucking Killing Joke on Blu-ray.
Very nice. I'm not a
This,
huge fan of that though.
Oh yeah, but for me, like I fucking got it for like $3, and fucking it comes with all like the like DC fucking short movie fucking vault fucking from comic vaults and stuff. So it's pretty fucking good. Like, but
Fucking
remember
wicked.
last week I was showing you I got like a game for Father's Day. It was Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So keeping in the vein of Evil Dead, I don't know if I showed you. I had it before, and it got fucking ruined, and I was fucking gutted, right? But I ended up getting fucking another copy of it. So this is what I got this week.
Oh, very, very nice. I like
Watch
that.
this shit.
I've seen that before. I think I had that before as well at one point.
The Book of the Dead.
The Necronomicon, Tubbs.
The Necronomicon. Look at that shit, boy.
That is really cool.
That's a really
Have you
fucking
learned
cool
to read
fucking
it
item, dude. And then you got the fucking, it comes the Blu-ray or the DVD, sorry, is in the very back of it, but it also comes with a short movie called Running Time with fucking Bruce Campbell.
Ah.
So
very
fucking, and it's the book. It has the booklet off the DVD and stuff inside the thing.
So I bet you like
But,
that running time. If you played it backwards, it says some demonic shit or something.
Fucking good, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's got that weird fucking smell off it, but it's got like it's literally it's the fucking book from the movie, dude.
Sorry, I just read a comment there. We'll get to it.
Sniffing dead skin.
Oh,
But yeah, I was fucking delighted
Jesus
to fucking
Christ, Tubbs.
like
Before
looking
I
in a mirror, really, isn't it?
the DVD box kind of better, like, but
But yeah, so I
the
was
DVD
fucking
box is
delighted.
probably less leathery as well.
Yeah, I was fucking delighted with it, man, because fucking I had this version before and it got fucking ruined. So I ended up fucking getting it, and I got it fucking for $5 on eBay.
So
Delighted.
So in the comments, Connor saying hi to Simon. Jonathan says, right bargains, but nothing for me this time, thankfully. And Simon himself says, tip of the cap to all in chat. Jonathan says, hey, Si. Chris says, Simon is about to say tip of his cock in a crusty sock or something.
Jesus Christ.
Mick said, yes, it's also great. Our Brian Z is a fellow Super 7 brother. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Connor says, Tubbs want to go do some glue behind Tesco.
Dude, let's fucking do it. Right? I haven't done it in a while. I don't know what I'd be like on drugs, but fucking, I reckon it couldn't be any fuking worse than the fucking crazy ball of
Surely it will
madness.
slow you down because most drugs speed people up, but you can't go any faster, I would say.
I don't know about that one now, man.
Chris says, it certainly is, and that big bag of markers is a sight to behold.
Oh, dude, fucking, I have to give a big shout out to fucking Chris as well, man. Fucking sent me a fucking ton of links and shit, man. Fucking this weekend, so I'm gonna have a nice fucking collection in the coming weeks if I can build up for my drawing.
Simon has up the art emoji, which is great. We have something for that in a minute. Christian says, evening lads, great to see everything is normal. I joined the stream only to hear about suicide.
Dude, we bring the goods here,
blame
right?
Jonathan for that one, bringing up Lady Maxwell or Gerard Kane. Sorry,
And
lads.
in our
on the
defense,
bus.
it ain't Thursday yet, so
Like, Gerard, I dare you to play this out loud on the bus. It would be great crack with the looks you get. Jonathan says, Tubbs literally has a big bag of yolks. He does.
big bag of fucking yolk skin.
Chris says, last time I tried glue, it was PVA, and I ended up with a face like badly iced cake. Took some explaining. Well, badly iced cake probably tastes nice, though, to be fair. Dr. Smuggles, Jonathan said, hey, Gerard, are the wheels going round and round? All day long.
Man, Jared, what you should do is like talk out loud on the bus and go, "Oh man, this podcast that I'm listening to about pop culture and fucking suicide is fucking amazing," and just see how that fucking flies off on the bus.
Connor says hey to Christian and Gerard. Jonathan says hello to Christian. If Tubbs has yolks, I'm on the train to Limerick.
I'll give you a call, buddy. All right, I know a guy that knows a guy.
Mick, Connor, Jonathan side, Chris and Christian. Jared is laughing and he says he has it on. Could the passenger in the back please stop messing? You are being watched. I'm sorry, Jared, if I get you kicked off. So my own show and tell is a quick one. I will have a review tomorrow evening, I'm going to say, and it is Transformers Legacy Triple Changer Blitzwing.
Oh, very nice. He's got himself a fucking sword.
Pure G1 goodness. And I've been looking for one of these for a while, and he's really, really good.
He's a bulky boy.
Turns into a tank and a plane. Quite hard to transform, but definitely recommend. So that is my
very fucking nice, buddy. Very nice.
That is my only show and tell this week.
Come here. Some weeks I don't got fucking fuck all either, man. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I will have a big show and tell next week, though.
I probably won't have a show and tell next week.
Mick says hi, Jared. Jonathan says, which podcast is that? I'd love to watch that one.
Oh, man, I listen to it on a weekly basis. It's about pop culture, suicide, and rape. It's fucking delightful. But no, not in the entertainment way. They break it down and say like, why not to do these things. You know. I actually think it's a podcast about Ralph Harris and Jimmy Savile.
Oh, don't go down that road again. Jonathan says, just kidding. Christian can sing a pencil around as well. So that's 4 of us now. Cy, Christian, me, and Tubbs. The arty-farty types are taking over. And Christian says, I must admit, sometimes I sit here chuckling because I haven't a clue what you lot are on about. What the fuck is a bag of yolks? So a bag of
fucking drugs, kids.
Yolks are basically MDMA, ecstasy, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. But, and then sometimes you can get a bag of fucking, like, it's like a mixture of like what's in the bag, you know.
The key point here is don't listen to anything Tubbs is saying. What did you get, Tubbs? Fucking. As Sai would say, yeah, Chris. So our next segment is one that was actually born last week, and somebody promised you guys something. And
I did.
He is going to deliver. So here's Tubbs' art attack.
Oh, yeah, well, I did promise a drawing this week, right?
You did.
I did. Okay.
So let's go, Tubbs. What have you got for us?
Okay.
So I will make you slightly bigger.
Okay.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. So I promised last week. I said if I could get my ass together and I have a drawing on the fucking show this week. So I said I'd deliver it, and this is basically what I came up with. So
he's been practicing.
Now, and as I said, Brian, I'm still fucking learning like shading and fucking on it bollocks as well. So it's kind of, it's raw as hell. But let me know what y'all think of it.
I really like that. It's kind of a mix of the movie Venom and the animated Venom, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of started off with like the 90s kind of color scheme for Venom, Joe, from the animated cartoon with the red and blue shading. And then I just kind of went a bit hybrid and just kind of extended the wings up onto the shoulders and just fucking had all this kind of lucid shit coming off of him. Like, but I was fucking delighted. And this was the new markers and stuff. I'll just pop it to where's my camera? You fucking, there you go.
You went Australian there for a second.
Is that a better look of it, is it?
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like that. The details and the colouring and stuff is really good as well. The blue,
I was fucking massively happy with how that turned out now.
The comments are brilliant as well.
But so the art thing is really after catching me, like.
Chris says shading and all that fucking bollocks. Bob Ross is back. John says maybe skip that. I'll skip that podcast. So Tubbs, are you listening?
Man, I guarantee you you might as well.
We'll go back up now because the comments are after jumping.
Hmm.
No, I'm after finding. I'm too far back now. So he says, "Oh yeah." Tubbs said, "Oh, let's all get lucky bags or fullers." Figure
Fucking
says,
lucky bags, eh? Bit of Xanax thrown in there as well.
"Wow." Uh, Jonathan says, "Need the Tony Hart music for this, Brian." Now, somebody tell me who Tony Hart is because I honestly don't know. Do you know, Tubbs?
I mean, I'm willing to find out. Like, this could be like, like this all this show is about is like fucking building as we go, right? So let's get some
Mick,
Tony Hart for next week.
Mick says, "Nice."
Nice,
Connor
buddy.
says, "Oh, fucking sweet, Tubbs." Simon says, "Venom."
Nice.
Jonathan said, "That's pretty cool, Tubbs."
Thanks, Jonah.
Smuggler says, "I like the blue and red highlights." So yeah, very
Yeah,
popular, my
I mean
friend.
the blue and red. I kind of like I went a bit fucking kind of, as I said, I went hybrid on it and started kind of like really just fucking around with it and just having fun with the drawing. But the red and blue highlight scheme was like, I was literally going for like I started with going with the outlines, just the outlines of the shoulders and the head and stuff, and then I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna have fucking fun with this,
Yeah, it's
and
really
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 just,
cool.
yeah, just be an artist. Do you know what I mean? And just design my own kind of fucking kind
An
of hybrid
artist.
version of it.
Um,
Yeah, and that's what I came out with. So
Gerard says nice as well.
nice and
Connor
bright.
says, "Oh, Venom." I was thinking that's a shite Darth Vader.
Man, either way. Do you know what I mean?
Chris says, "Nicely done, Tubbs.
Nice
Love
and
the
buddy.
nineties esque red and blue."
That's what I was
Uh,
going for before I went a bit, tubs on it.
Christian says it's got energy. Uh, James says that's great stuff, Tubbs.
Nice and buddy.
Jonathan, does that make Brian Morph? For fuck's sake, Brian, he was the art guy on the BBC. I wasn't paying attention, Jonathan. I was just watching the drawings. Fuck what his name is. Um, let's have a look in that fucking gallery. The butter fucking fry was dropped by a fucking 5-year-old Duncan from fucking Cork. Tubbsy Art.
Oh my god.
You know what, Morph? What? Yeah, so that's this week. So Tubbs, are you gonna like do something like this every week?
I mean, I can. I'm drawing most days now, like so.
I don't want to put that pressure on you either, though. Like, if you want to,
No. Let me look. What I'll do is, if I have something every week, then we'll do it. If I haven't got around to doing something, then we'll fill something else in. But yeah, we could make this like, I don't know, even like an every 2 week thing or a monthly thing or something.
or we could always do a live stream where you could draw on the live stream.
Oh, that's too much fucking pressure, man. Way too much fucking
Because
pressure.
I know Salacious does the Lego one, and it's not pressure at all. It's just fun. Like, if you
Yeah,
draw something stupid, you draw something stupid. So fucking what? But
dude.
yeah,
I mean, if that's something that people want to fucking see, I'll be up for it. Like,
well, yeah, we can see what we do anyway.
yeah.
Christian says, "Can you imagine Tubbs in the gallery? What's the inspiration here? Fuckity fuck fuck fuck.
Fuckity fuck.
Fuckity fuck fuck fuck." But yeah. So that's sort of that.
Speaking of inspiration, before we move on to the next topic,
Go on.
do you remember that character that was born off of the madness of this live stream? Me and you and the rest of the boys in the
Oh
chat.
yes, yeah. Razor.
Razor laser. Yeah, I've started concepting this at home.
Okay.
So maybe in a week or two, I might actually have something like, or a poster done up or something like a comic. I try. Actually, that could be a test. Even for what are we on now? Third 64. Okay.
70.
Yeah, maybe episode 70. I will have an actual poster done for Razor Laser.
That would be cool, man.
Yeah.
Christian, that would be the response that could be shown on TV. Yeah, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? He wrecked the place and he's left. Obi Wan Kenobi
Yes.
finale. Now, usually, like me, usually there is a load of guys in the community who do live streams about this. Or Christian himself is on a very good one. I try to avoid some of them, if I'm honest, because I want to have a clear head coming into this one. So I'll start off with you. Like, so what did you think of the finale of Obi Wan Kenobi?
Um, like
And
outside
guys
of
in
like
the chat, tell us as well.
the which? Yeah, oh yeah, in the chat, yeah. And yeah, look, come here, look. We'll get into the bigger bones of the whole show and everything else as we go. Like, but overall experience of it,
Tiny.
um, the overall experience of that episode and watching it last week. Dude, I fucking watched it 3 times. I fucking cried on my first watch. I don't know if it was emotional nostalgia or whatever the fuck it was, but my god, man, it hit me right in the fucking feels. Yeah, okay, look, the Reva stuff, it was there. I could have done with an entire episode of just Vader and Obi Wan, but my god, man, fuck me, I was so fucking hyped watching it. Like I was like, oh my god, this is what I've. It kind of in my brain, I was going, all right, kind of like this is what this is what the whole thing was about, was getting to this. I loved it. I loved all the kind of throwbacks, and I do feel that like for the amount of, it's the best way to put it, like the amount of bullshit that kind of came with the show and kind of, like shit it got going through the entire thing. I think I think, I mean, for me personally, I think they stuck the landing on this, and they really tied up a lot of fucking issues. Connected it nicely to a New Hope. I found. Um, and I have heard some things online. People were going, "Oh, well, this was stupid." I don't care. I like, we watch these shows. I mean, we do. We watch these shows for the enjoyment of our personal enjoyment and what we get from it. Um, and I was blown away by it. I like was it the best Jedi fight I've ever seen? No, but my God, did it blow my fucking socks off with some of the shit that was in it. It just felt raw, and it had emotional. I won't say it had emotional stakes because everyone knew the outcome, but yeah, but it still brought it. And you, that one scene, that whole scene with the mask and everything else, and Ewan McGregor's fucking face without saying a single word meant sold the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude is
yeah.
a fantastic actor. Like, I think we've probably said it enough on this show. We fucking love Ewan McGregor as Obi Wan Kenobi. We just do. Like,
Yeah, I love Obi Wan, and yeah, that's a
and
fact.
I loved what they did with Hayden Christensen and Vader's voice.
Yes,
I
that
love
to
that
me
shit.
was.
It was
I'm
fucking
slapping something
brilliant
down.
the way they blended it, and it was like when he said certain words to Obi Wan, it was in Vader's voice. You know,
I think
and
that was
it was,
with the light as well, when he was going blue and when he was going red.
dude, you had the
It
bit
was
of
him as
blue in it, and
Anakin
then
and him as Vader.
and it was the last shot of Vader before Obi Wan had his final kind of bit of dialogue. It was like it was like fucking piercing red,
Yeah,
and then the words like, "Oh, when it seems my friend is truly gone," and then that's when he spins it and says, "Goodbye, Darth." I was like, "Oh, that's what he says to him in A New Hope." That's fucking there. There we go. Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it. There are a few bits and pieces. Did the Reva stuff need to happen? Um, no, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if that stuff was there. I personally think Reva should have either had her story arc closed up in last week's episode, or sorry, not that, but like episode 5, or killed or died or whatever. Because apparently Qui-Gon's the only person in the Star Wars universe that dies from being stabbed by lightsabers these days. So,
he could have had
um,
stomach ulcers, Tubbs. You don't know. He was old.
yeah, or maybe he was just kind of going like, "Oh, fuck this shit, let Obi-Wan do the fucking work." I've had my run, but yeah, but overall, like, I mean, all nitpicky things aside, and I can nitpick some things that kind of annoyed me, to a point, but not enough. As I've said about this whole season, yeah, I've had issues with certain things in certain episodes and certain directions of certain things, but not enough for me to not enjoy this show.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
You know what I mean? This show, it wasn't. I mean, I genuinely believe, looking at this show, that they probably should have went the route of a movie
yeah, I agree.
and made a show on the Inquisitors, maybe, and done it that way. But overall, I could be wrong, but I genuinely think that the live action fight between Obi Wan and Vader is going to hold up as one of the better fucking kind of like confrontations in the Star Wars live action.
Um,
personally anyway. That's only my personal take on it anyway. I really fucking liked it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I teared up like a fucking like a girl. I really did. And it wasn't like, oh, I was like, oh my god, I'm crying, fucking bursting tears out of my eyes. But I genuinely fucking felt emotion watching it. And
yeah,
that's probably because we're tied to the original trilogy
it's
and the
tied to
prequels and all that.
those characters for so long. Like,
Yeah,
um,
exactly, dude.
before I get into the comments and stuff, I just want to give my own quick
Yeah,
take
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, I agree with you on Riva. I think I think it showed me this episode showed me more than ever that these stories should have been maybe two separate shows or something, because in the end their stories didn't really kind of matter to each other. And I
No.
think her going to Tatooine and taking Luke actually, like, I don't know, it kind of, like, Obi-Wan failed his mission
Yeah,
to
he did.
to
But
protect
you know,
Luke.
but you want to know the mad thing? I liked that about it.
Yeah,
I
I
liked that
don't
it
know either.
wasn't this like, oh, Obi just sweeps in and saves the day. He fucking failed. Like, you know, it made it more. It made him. I don't know. I mean, you've seen Obi Wan fail a lot in this show,
Mm.
and I've
But I
liked that
don't think, like,
aspect of it.
I don't think it was really, they kind of glossed it over. There wasn't, you know, it was like, oh, the only way Luke survived was because Riva had a change of heart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that
In
point
my
of it.
opinion, like, that, I don't know. And Beru and Owen almost killed her as well. Like, they were brilliant. Like,
Yeah, I did hear
I
that
would have
as
been
like
in
they were saying, it's
Owen
like,
as
look at
accent
this
anyway.
fucking these two fucking overpowering Reva, and I was like, well, to be fair, she had a big fucking hole in her fucking
Mm.
chest or
Yeah,
god or whatever.
she was fairly battered by the end of it.
And I will
And
say
then,
one thing before you go on. I will give one thing about the Reva thing. It was the last section, you know, when she brought him back and she's talking to Obi Wan.
mm,
Like that scene was really fucking good, and she really, really showed a lot of range and emotion in that scene, which I thought was very good, very cool. But I do agree with what you were saying is, Reva's journey outside of a bit of dialogue here and there didn't really matter to Obi Wan's entire story
no,
arc
like,
in this show.
I think, like, if they wanted to do, like, her story, they
Hmm?
they could have done an Inquisitors TV show, and
Yes,
it didn't have to be Obi-Wan they were chasing, like, or whatever. But
yeah, and I do think. I mean, I agree with John. I do think that's what it is. I think this show. This is where a lot of the critiques came from. I think was
mm,
because this show should have been just about Obi Wan. And let's be honest. Can I just say one thing before I keep interrupting you? I'm so sorry.
no, it's
Um,
fine. I'm
um,
used to it.
one thing that everybody can take away from the show, and
Mm,
I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I think
mm.
everyone can kind of see it. Ewan McGregor is the fucking master of emotional deep scenes, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially in this kind of stuff. Like I would have watched an entire fucking show of him trying to fucking fight the need to go back to to his Jedi ways and fucking
Yeah,
face
yeah, yeah.
Vader and really fucking have him like PTSD it out and just really fucking kind of have him closed off and really have him deal with it because you see what he does with like saying nothing at all. He's able to fucking express emotion without words, man. It's remarkable to watch as an actor. Like we're actors, man, as well. Do you know what I mean? And I love seeing like
Mm.
being able to see other
His
actors
performance
portray that, like
was
because
outstanding. Like,
we've learned that over time. Like this is something
yeah,
we both learned. Sometimes it is better to like you can get better acting out of you without saying a word.
yeah. Act with
You
your
know,
face.
with your face. How many times have we acted off each other, man, and fucking just
That
expressed?
sounds wrong, Tubbs.
How
Disregard,
many times have we
disregard.
fucking gone at it, Brian?
No, but
Go back to what you're saying. Yeah.
back to my point. Like, I don't think she's a bad actress like people are saying
No.
on the internet. That's silly. I think she's a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
It's just her storyline. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to say it without sounding bad or something. But
No, I think we cleared it up. I just think I think what it is, Brian, is the Inquisitor's storyline just seemed like it was an idea that got pushed into this, and
mm,
it I don't know. It. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't work. There was some cool parts, but overall, I don't think it served the story they were trying to tell because it's an Obi Wan Vader show, really. Like, do you know what I mean?
but
It was always about that.
well, once, like, they're my only criticisms of
Hmm.
that episode.
What did you
Um,
love?
everything else.
Hmm.
The fight between them was fantastic. I love that like he fucked rocks at him and everything. And that scene where he buries him at the under the rocks and
Yeah,
Vader standing over him. All that was missing was Vader saying, "Now I have the higher ground."
dude. Do you
Why
know
did he
what?
not say it?
I swear to God, when it happened, I said, I was literally sitting on my couch going, "Oh my God, say it! Oh my God, say it!
Say
You
it,
have the
yeah.
high ground. You have the high ground." And he didn't say it, and it didn't matter. As well, but one thing I did like was it was the way they did it. Right, it was Jerome Vader was burying him in rocks. He was throwing them down, like he was
Yeah, he
pounding
was
them down on him.
smashing them
And
down like
when the Kenobi came at him with the rocks, he was raising them up. It was like, you know what I mean? The parallels and stuff. Like,
he became like full on Jedi Jesus, like with that scene
but
where
I
he
mean, but I think that's what happened as well. As I think what happened there was it was like he spent so long suppressing it that I think this entire thing, because you saw it when he came out of the rocks, he came at him with rage, like.
mm.
And I know Jedi's aren't supposed to be rage filled and stuff, but there was a lot more emotion in the back end of the fight than the first.
But
He
Obi
was kind
Wan
of just,
showed
he
me
was
that
just,
because I just watched Duel of the Fates there a while ago because I was like looking at lightsaber fights for a section we
yeah.
were doing a while, and when Maul kills Qui Gon, Obi Wan patters into him like after.
But
You know,
that's
he
yeah, exactly.
proper
So he has that.
attacks like
It comes out of him like, and I
he
love that
has
they
that
did
like.
that. I love that it didn't just kind of go back into the dance. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because this fight, it was never going to be a return, sorry, a Revenge of the Sith
Yeah,
fight.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
You know, because Obi Wan's kind of fucking been like fucking, you know, like on Tatooine for 10 years. Fucking Joe Anakin's in a big fucking robotic suit. You know, it obviously had to play different, and I liked how they did it. It seemed a lot more visceral and
Yeah,
personal.
like there's that one point where he gets really in close and starts battering his chest compartment thing with his fucking the hilt of the lightsaber.
I loved that, man,
The
because
aggression in that,
as I
like,
said, parallels Brian as well, because earlier in the fight, if you remember, fucking Vader hit fucking Obi Wan in the fucking nose, and harping back, what I meant about nostalgia, harping back to Episode 1. Maul did it to fucking Qui Gon before he stabbed him.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? There was a lot of parallels, man, which I liked. But um, and I loved there was tiny little things. But what I actually also loved was is when Obi Wan walks away after saying, "Look, Joe, like, oh, Anakin's really gone," and fucking, and he was finally at peace with it. And he says, "Joe, goodbye, Darth." And he walked away, and then you had Hayden Christensen in that like broken Vader tone,
no,
like Obi Wan, you know. And it wasn't scream because he had been defeated again.
just like
And
Maul
now that
and
line,
Kenobi as well.
but then now that line in A New Hope makes a lot more sense now. You know, last time I was, what was it? You were now I'm finally the master, whatever the way he phrased it, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
But now that makes a lot more sense. And I do think that this episode, not the whole show, but this episode genuinely had it built a lot of connection to A New Hope.
Yeah, I think they kind of had
Nicely.
to though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
even
do you what do you think personally? Do you think I think that because most shows like I take like Game of Thrones and things like this, they're fucking bangers bangers, like fucking solid episodes, really fucking amazing seasons, and
and then
and
they
then they
fucked away at
drop
the
the
end.
ball right at the end. This seemed to have the opposite effect, man. This was like kind of it was kind of it was slow finding its feet, and then
I still want to watch all of it in one sitting to see how it fares then because
oh,
I
it's
think
in
watching it
one
week
full
to week
sitting, like
I think
yeah.
watching it week to week, you can look at the intricacies too much. Even
Well,
like
to be fair, I
you
mean,
have
as
a
I
week
said to
to
you, I watched it
overanalyze.
3 times, so
You have a week to overanalyze 45 minutes of content,
you do,
and that's
you do,
7 days of looking at Twitter, Facebook, stuff
yeah.
like this, YouTube streams, and what have you. And I think you can kind of forget to just enjoy it. I know we've said that a lot about each
Oh,
episode.
I did. I mean, I did. Like I said to you before, sometimes I can just watch it for the sake of watching it or whatever. But I genuinely did shut off my, like my director brain and my critique brain watching this to a point, and I just because I just wanted to see. And I mean, like, do you know what I mean? We've talked about this before in the shows. Do you know, I was like, in your brain, you have it, you see it a certain way. Oh, I hope this happens. Or like the
Yeah,
high
yeah,
ground
yeah.
line. Oh, I hope he says the
You're
line.
being mad they're not making your script, as we said last week.
Exactly, you know, because in your brain, you can write a fucking better script than anyone that fucking puts anything out. You know, I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. But yeah, I was very much on the ride with this episode. I genuinely fucking loved it.
And
Like
just
I go so far as to say it's some of my favorite Star Wars
okay, high
in this
praise.
episode. Yeah,
Um,
I don't mean the stuff without the fighter fucking. Do you know, there's bits in it, like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, do you know what I mean? I go, okay, yeah, that's fair enough, but just kind of get back. I found when they jumped to the Reva stuff, I was like, all right, this is fine, just get back to the fight.
on that note, though, in
Hmm.
that is something that is done a lot in Star Wars itself, because I
Hmm.
was watching, like I said a while ago, I was watching Duel of the Fates a while ago,
Yes,
and
yeah,
the amount of times it skips back to fucking Anakin in the little fucking ship shooting at
yeah, I know.
fucking. It does. They do that in all the lightsaber battles. They're skipping
Yeah, I
between the
mean,
good
and
bits and
some
the
and
bad bits.
sometimes I just wish they would stay on them.
Yeah, and even Revenge of the Sith, when the whole thing with the Emperor Palpatine is happening, where he's
Yeah,
killing the
yeah,
three
and
Jedi.
it's kicking back.
It's
Like
skipping
I
between
know,
Anakin looking out to the fucking sky or whatever the fuck he's
but I
doing as
mean,
well.
I think that's just. I mean, I genuinely think that's just the design they went
Yeah,
with in
it's
these
just the
movies.
editing design, like
Yeah, you're trying to tell kind of multiple kind of
mm,
things at once, but no, overall, I mean, and
unfocused,
I don't
chaotic
mean
editing.
I don't mean the whole season. When I said that about my favorite Star Wars, I just mean like the whole Obi Wan and Vader thing.
Mm.
That whole thing, that whole all those parts in this episode, genuinely, like, because I was just watching it, kind of going, oh my god, this feels like the prequels. This feels like A New Hope. It just has that
Like
old school
Rogue.
Star Wars feel
Well,
to it.
no.
With no,
But
with its own shine, if you get me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did like as well, like just to finish out this episode, I loved that they. Oh, Tubbs is frozen. Oh, there you
Am
go.
I frozen again?
No, you're back again. But
Yeah.
I loved that the Emperor basically gave him a proper dressing down at the end, and it's the same
Hmm.
words he uses in Return of the Jedi when he's talking about Luke.
Yes.
That I was seeing there the other day as well.
But see, that's what I mean. Is there was a lot of parallels
Mm.
from like the prequel trilogy and the older trilogy.
It was just like
After like the
get over your ex girlfriend or Vader or
yeah,
replace
I
her.
mean, and you pointed that out to me. It was very much a thing of like, like, all right, Vader, look, I know you're fucking having a bit of trouble with this, but if you can't get your shit together, you know, I
I
can
have
fucking have
Inquisitor.
you
We can
fucked out the
replace
door
you.
and find me a new number one, like,
Yeah. I loved the Salacious is in the chat, and he says Salacious agrees with Tubbs. The ending was a magnificent climax. I shot my load to what was a variable up and down shagfest.
Yeah.
Only you could put it like that, Salacious, and it makes sense. To be
I
fair,
love that he put it like that because it's fucking true. Like, I mean, it was very much a fucking shagfest, and then it
yeah,
stuck the landing. Like the
yeah, like
orgasm was worth it if you want to put it in that term.
juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah, oh,
But
definitely, 100%.
yeah, like the last 5 minutes was fantastic.
And
Meeting
I even loved all the stuff with Leia at the end. I thought it was fucking really fucking cool.
meeting Luke as well.
Yeah, I
Who'd
mean, and the thing I liked about it was, and I heard a lot of people going, "Oh, it's fucking breaking continuity and it's breaking canon." He does it, mate, Luke. Like, I mean, how did we know up to this point? Because I mean, in the original films, like people say like, oh, about Leia just fucking she doesn't know about Obi-Wan. She clearly does, but she honored what he said.
Don't
Do you know what I mean?
mention
And with
anymore.
Luke, when he's on about like old man, was it old Ben Kenobi? Do you know what I mean? He calls it.
Crazy old Ben.
Yeah, so he knows of this man he met before, but and I do love that they waited till the very end to do the line.
Hello
And it's
there.
like he walks up and he's like, "Hello there." I was like,
And like they
"Yes."
get, and I know a few of the guys in chat were on about Vader not having the Imperial March, but now he got it at
But
the
do you know
end.
what it is? I mean, that was a big thing for. I mean, I had said that as well as that. This show probably because let's be honest, this show is a nostalgia show. It really is, even though they're telling a new.
Your one explained it. The director said she didn't want to give it to him because until the end, because she felt until after the battle with Obi Wan that he hadn't fully become Darth
Yes,
Vader
see,
yet.
that
He
to me
hadn't grown
makes
yet.
sense, dude. That's because we
General
heard it
Chow.
in A New Hope and stuff, and that's kind of becomes even like after, and it does make sense because after the Emperor, like kind of as you say, gives him his dress down and tells him like, look, we're moving to the
I
future
trust
here,
this
kid.
won't
Do
be
you
a
know what I mean?
problem going forward. I think that's what he says, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Is it like leave that shit in the past and we're fucking jogging on now and we're building our Death Star and shit. So now we're going to be fucking like get with the program, and then the Imperial March kicks in, and I love that they played like was it like Leia's tune as well when he was like saying goodbye to Leia. Nice little touches. This episode had a lot of nice little touches.
And like what about? And I know there's lots of comments, guys. I will get them now. It's like
Yeah,
I want to dissect each one by one by one. But the ending as well with Qui-Gon, perfect.
Yes. Now
It wasn't overdone.
I heard a lot of people going, "Mark, he's only in it for like 10 fucking seconds." I was like, "That's all you fucking needed."
That's
Because
exactly
for me, dude,
all he needed.
do you know what it felt like for me? And I don't know if you agree. That tiny little cameo that lasted 10 seconds or whatever it was genuinely felt like an entire full circle moment. Did you find that? It started with them and it ended with them.
Yeah, I suppose you could be right there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like it didn't. The story doesn't end with them, but you know that entire story with Anakin and everything else.
Yeah. It's
you know, like him saying goodbye to Anakin and saying hello to Darth, that kind of thing. It genuinely did seem like, because the first, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and you can correct me, Brian, if I'm wrong on this one, but isn't the very first frame in Phantom Menace Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan?
It's them going into the trade meeting or something.
Yeah, so they're at the very beginning of that, and they're in the last frame of this.
Now, before we go on to the comments, do you feel that, like, I know you more or less just said it, but do you feel like this warrants a season 2, or?
I don't think it needs it. I mean, what can they do with a season 2?
I mean, like,
is it going to be fucking Qui-Gon and fucking Obi-Wan like driving around and fucking a cruiser around fucking Tatooine picking up bitches or
Peters, and they run into Boba Fett?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it needs it, to be fair.
I mean, I think the ending wrapped it up like a bow.
Like, I would love more Obi-Wan, or I would love more Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Like, if he showed up in different shows here and there.
Yeah, then, maybe, like, I don't know. But, what show can you do in that 10-year period? Whatever happens though, him and Vader, that has to be it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's like, if you start doing more Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan and Vader join in bits and pieces, and then you will definitely run into problems with canon.
Yeah.
And things will get convoluted. Like, they could do a season 2, and season 2 could be all him and Qui-Gon, man, just fucking him teaching him how to be fucking.
I don't think needs to come back again, though. I don't know.
I mean, like, he came back to do his cameo and do the voices on that new animated show, like, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I personally think this especially this story doesn't warrant the season 2 for me. I think if you do it, you're going to cause more problems than they're worth. But yeah, I don't know. As I said, I watching this episode, I felt the Obi-Wan and Anakin, Qui-Gon, all that story. I felt it felt like a 360.
Yeah, line drawn under
full circle. It genuinely did feel like a full circle moment at the very end of that show, where he just himself and the two people that started, like, not the Star Wars movies, because they started with A New Hope, obviously, but you know, when you look at it chronologically, they're the first two people you see at the beginning of the live actions and at the end of this show before Joe jumps into the older trilogy or whatever.
They're talking about Vader being in the Ahsoka season. Maybe.
Well, I mean, I don't mind that, dude. I mean, like, I think Vader could show up, because Vader is there until the end of fucking Return of the Jedi, so there's obviously loads of story you could tell there.
Right.
But the same question as well is, do you do a Vader show, or do you just have him show up?
I think with Vader, like, less is more, definitely.
Yeah, because go back to Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened with that show. Is like you when we saw him when we were kids, it was like you saw him for, like, I think it was like 4 minutes of screen time or some shit, and he was this fucking, like, he's a super fucking cool, mysterious character.
Silent assassin type thing, like.
yeah, I agree with you. Less is more sometimes, and sometimes you can oversaturate a character, and you can completely fucking, jade. You can become jaded with it.
Yeah, you can overexpose a character, like
Yeah,
so.
completely overexposed, and you become jaded as a fan. Do you know what I mean? If there's too much shown, um, but yeah. But from where we are at the moment, I was pleasantly happy with the ending.
Let's go to let's go so through the comments. There's loads to get through.
Yeah,
Ringy
cool,
was
cool.
here. I think I said hello to you, but if I didn't, hello again.
Hey, buddy.
He said, "Why did he leave Vader alive again?" Well, that's they were never going to. He was never going to kill him, like, and you can't break canon.
I mean, my
So
theory behind that one is seeing, like, I mean, he walked away from Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, right? Because like, what more could he do? In this, it was like, I think in his mind, it was like, all right, well, the journey and the PTSD and everything that I've been dealing with for the last 10 years
if
is
was for
done,
nothing.
because
I,
the person I've been mourning or grieving over or whatever is no longer there. This is I think in that moment he looked at Anakin and or Darth Vader and realized, all right, well, this isn't the person that I've been holding on to. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
like I do like he got his closure as well, because even Anakin said you didn't do
exactly.
this.
So I think the closure
Darth,
was there, so he didn't need it, and I think it was more of a
I still
defeat.
think though, as a threat to the galaxy, he should have finished him off though.
But I do know that. But I think I don't mean, I could be fucking wrong on this as well, man. I didn't write it, or I'm only going off of my own opinion. But I think by not by not killing him and leaving him defeated was a bigger blow to Vader's ego than,
Yeah.
or to, sorry, Anakin's ego. Do you know what I mean? Like, to have it happen twice. Do you know what I mean? Because, like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, like crazy old Ben Kenobi, man, had no idea that, like, fucking years later, Luke would stumble across his fucking front garden and go like, let's go on an adventure, space granddad.
Well, he had a fair idea, all right.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, he did, but, like, do you know what I mean? I think in the back of his head he was hoping, like, man, do you know what I mean? Qui-Gon have been like, you know, we got some bitches calling around 7, like, you're kind of fucking up my day, like.
Fuller's figure says Tubbs is in the menopause. Yeah.
Those tears are real, Fuller's figures.
Jonathan, the editing was shocking. Riva segments should have been moved to much later in the episode. Yeah, like I said about Riva, I think I agree with Ringy on that. She should have died in the 5th episode.
I agree with that
not
too.
even died, but like, I don't know.
Her arc should have been closed. That should have been it.
Her arc should have been closed, yeah. And
yeah,
maybe
she didn't complete the mission, and by leaving her and by having her in episode 6 to go out and this, like, weird fucking, like I mean, this is the part that wrecked my head, was about that. I will be honest. This is the kind of part of it, if we want to get into it.
I know where we're going. Yeah.
It was like, what was her motivation for doing that?
To hurt Luke.
Like, she didn't know it was Vader's kid.
Yeah.
So, like, what was her motivation to go after this child? Like, it just seems.
Back at Obi Wan, who was even trying to help her. I don't get it myself.
I mean,
like, it was her redemption. I get that.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But you mean, but she could have just came to him at the end, all battered up, and said, "Look, I lost my way. Please show me the way back."
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan would have been like, "Well, if you're not trying to fucking stab me and be all sneaky about it, you know what I mean? Fucking." I will actually say one thing. I will actually ask one thing. I don't know, because obviously I haven't watched as much of Clone Wars and Rebels as you. But you know the way? Remember, she threw her saber down in the desert, or down in the sand.
Her helicopter saber.
in Clone Wars or Rebels, one of them, is that the saber Maul finds in the desert with the fucking half broken handle?
I don't know.
Because isn't he holding a double-edged lightsaber with a fucking?
Christian says down below, Darth Maul, cough, cough. I'm not sure if that's related to it, but that could be true.
Well, if anyone knows in the comments, tell me, because I had seen bits and pieces. I was kind of watching bits and pieces of, like, Rebels to get, like, caught up on, like, Mandalorian stuff and things like that. And I remember seeing a scene where hey buddy, and where he picks up the saber with like a kind of, like,
Kate
one side is busted.
Hey, Kate.
Hey, how are you doing? Oh, that's Kate. Jesus.
Kate is my better half.
Story, Kate. What's the story with you? In your face.
Oh, I'm gonna get slagged now.
She'll batter me now. She will.
She will. But yeah, go on. What were you saying about the lightsaber?
No,
and
it was
the-
one of the scenes. One of the clips I saw was Maul picks up this lightsaber out of the sand, like in the middle of the desert, and it's like a double-edged lightsaber. But one side of it's like it looks like an Inquisitor saber. One side is broken, and I was looking at it when she put it down. I was kind of going, "Is that the fucking saber that he picks up?"
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I'll have to go back and
It's
watch it
probably
now.
not. It's probably fucking me just because I saw something and kind of like two and two
No,
together.
you could be right.
Hmm.
Jonathan says, Tubbs, have you seen the Rebels show? Asking because that kind of stole a lot of Kenobi's thunder. I watched that there on YouTube a while ago again, the fight between Ahsoka and Darth Vader. And I definitely think it was done way better in the Obi Wan show.
Which in the actual show, the live action, because didn't they do a thing in it was the other side of his helmet
Yeah,
that
she
she broke,
smashed the
right?
other side of his head, yeah.
Yeah. So
Chris
and to be fair, I mean, it just all like visual aside, I did fucking love when Kenobi did his fucking over the head fucking pose thing.
yeah,
Like,
that was
I
cool.
will do what I must.
Chris says, I saw a thing earlier that showed Ahsoka did the right side of the helmet, Kenobi did the left. Only Luke was able to take his full helmet off.
Yeah, see, this is another thing.
There on the top of his head as well.
But this is what I mean about parallels. What I think is it did really nice with the parallels as well. It's like that is true. Ahsoka hit like the right side of his helmet, and Kenobi broke the left side, and his own son was the one that like physically like removed it from his head. Do you know what I mean? Which and brought him back to the fucking light, which is really good fucking canon, really. A human girl.
Imagine that. But well, I don't know, where was I? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm after losing the comments. There is so many.
I keep rambling at you. That's what's happening. Like,
that's fine. Oh yeah, about Chris saying about taking his full helmet off.
Yes.
I just see the darkness in that now. Christian says, of course, Chris has to make it dirty.
Well, to be fair, right? Let's be honest about Star Wars, right? Like Luke is playing with his daddy's helmet, and Luke is also shifting his own sister. Like, so there's a fucking weird fucking Tatooine incest going on
there. That's because by the time Luke removed it, it was held together with duct tape and Princeton. This one was bad as Kylo's one. I said take, not suck. Jeez, Christian, I get myself in trouble without you jumping in. Ringy says, Obi-Wan should have killed her for the better good instead of leaving her walk away. Yeah, as soon as she dropped Luke's body on the desert floor, he should have taken her head off. That's what Anakin would have done.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, he didn't.
But wasn't that the whole point of the parallels of Anakin and Obi-Wan? As well as like Obi-Wan was like the better of the two.
Yeah, but Anakin would rush in and think with emotion rather than.
Sure, dude, let's be honest. He tried to kill her as a kid and didn't try to kill her again as an adult. Like, you know, that dude is not chill. Like,
Jonathan said as well, I never got the reason why Reva went after.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think that fell into the let's make two shows in one type scenario is what it seemed. But
Chris says Anakin took her family away from her. She was doing the same to him, but she didn't know anything about Luke being Vader's.
Yeah, I mean, like she knew Anakin was Vader, obviously, but like she didn't know like the kids were his.
No, not even.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was never made a thing. If she heard about a kid on Tatooine that Obi-Wan was protected. You know, that's all she heard. Like that could have been anyone's fucking kid. I mean, and it was I keep keep forgetting his name.
Owen?
No, the fucking Leia Organa's fucking father. What's his fucking name again?
Fucking Bale.
Bale, yeah. Fucking it always escapes me.
Christian Bale.
But I mean, for all she knew at that point, that was his daughter or his kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That or they were protecting kids or whatever it was. Like, and she was like, "I'm gonna kill this kid," and then realized, "Oh shit, I'm not like Anakin, even though I've murdered tons of people."
Yeah.
Do you know?
She took a while to turn around there. Owen and Beru should have been the ones to kill Reva, then buried her body in the desert before Kenobi turned up. That actually sounds like something Tubbs would say.
I did
Sorry,
I did see something online the other day. Actually, it was like you see fucking like Owen and Baroon, they're fucking bum, and they're fucking kicking ass, and then and it was going like I was like Owen and Baru can take on a fucking Inquisitor and beat the shit out of her and fucking make mincemeat out of her in the middle of their own home, right? But they get fucking murdered by a stormtrooper. It's like, weigh the difference up. Barbecue chicken on.
What? Yeah, they didn't last that long against stormtroopers, did they?
That's my point. Like, yeah.
Someone held their own against fucking a lightsaber person.
Some might say she was injured.
And the stormtrooper shot well at the.
And they're not even good shots. Apparently, they're better with fire.
Aunt Beru straight up G brap 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 brap.
Yeah, she just fucking had like guns hidden and everything.
Yeah, Jonathan said, "How the fuck did she know Luke is Vader's kid?" Bale's bullshit message gives zero hints to that. Connor says, "What if Owen and Beru were like Fred and Rosemary West, kept Reva in a cave for weeks before burying her body in the desert?" Yeah, but there's no floorboard. What was it? What did they have? Garden patio furniture. Yeah, there was none of that in the desert. Ringy says, "Smitlar, that would be fine if Vader even knew he had a son or sister."
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people are saying it's like, "Oh man," but Luke never even fucking saw a lightsaber until fucking Obi Wan showed him the one in the New Hope, and I'd be honest, I don't think Luke even saw the fucking lightsaber because he never turned around when he was running. So, but yeah, look, I mean, the whole Reva Luke thing, that was kind of silly. And it just seemed like, as I said, I'm not about it every single week in the show. It just seems some of the show has had moments where it's like, oh, we need to get Reva in front of Obi-Wan, just so she can realize she's not like Vader and she can be redeemed, but we need to set her on this wild goose chase to send her to A to B and then get here. It just seemed like one of those ideas. But
Jonathan didn't, but only Kenobi was trying to protect him, so I wanted him to suffer, says Connor. Chris says,
okay, go back to that one. I mean, that could have been the motivation because it was someone Kenobi was protecting, and she felt he let her down. It was her fault that Vader fucking did what he did to her again.
It was her
because
fault.
She seemed to have blamed him for the whole fucking original thing. Maybe that was her motivation.
The motivations were fucking terrible anyway.
Yeah. As I said, the only thing I cared about was Vader and fucking Obi-Wan fighting. And that leg got home safe.
I think the look between them said it enough. Ringy said, "I love when he destroyed the panel on his suit. You instantly hear his breathing system start to fail." He goes, "I hate that noise. It sounds so bad." But so I said, "In fact, no, let's go to the Inquisitor's castle. 'Tis a silly place." And Connor said what we were saying there a while ago. Too many people want to break down and overanalyze movies.
I know, I agree with that.
Just watch it and like it or don't. It just so happened I loved it.
I mean, look, but it's. I mean, look. We talk about it in more detail because of the nature of our show. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. But I do agree with that completely. With what Connor's saying there is like, I mean, I do think, John, some material is like this. I mean, as I said, I go back to DC the whole time with this. Like, yeah, some of the movies like fucking are not good, but I've enjoyed more than I've hated. Like I don't hate Batman versus Superman. Like you know that I actually like it's not a perfect movie, but
that's a good point. He says, "I'll wait up. I would 12-year-old Simon love it." Yeah, it was mint.
Yeah, it was mint. I agree. I agree. And I do agree with that as well. Cy has a point. It's just sometimes, man. Sometimes you just gotta watch something and let the nostalgia of your fucking childhood take over and just let it and have real enjoyment. And that's what that's what it did for me. I had genuine menopausal enjoyment.
You admit you're on your menopause stops.
I'm in and around that age. I'm in and around that spectrum, aren't I? Like,
he's on his way towards his 40s, like so. That's just Salacious' comment again. Yeah, we're that far behind. Smith Lord says, I kind of agree with Rum, however, no loads were shot.
Mm.
That was afterwards. And Simon says, loads were shot, but handled nicely by the monkey sock. Ringy says, Luke knows who Ben was in Another Hope, just weren't friends with him as such. Yeah, he knew him as the crazy guy in the sand dunes, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Jonathan
what I'm saying. He
says,
knew about him, but he didn't know he was like Obi Wan Kenobi, this
yeah,
Jedi Lord.
Jedi Lord, Smith Lord.
Yeah,
Jonathan,
or Jedi Master or whatever, like, you know.
I always got the impression Luke had met Ben as a crazy old scrap dealer.
Yeah, so I mean,
Type hermit.
so for that moment when when Owen said, "Do you want to meet him?" and he's like, and he literally brings him over the little ship thing.
Hello there.
And hello there. That was enough. You didn't need to see him sit down and have a tea
I was
party with Luke.
The DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the telly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, but it genuinely was like, I mean, go on.
Pilium volunteers to milk Sith Lord's grapefruits if he is swollen and frustrated like a castrated vicar. Interesting.
Yes, very interesting. It's fucking good.
Chris goes, I go for the Family Guy Blue Harvest version of Vince. Luke knows Ben because he's the old nonce in the Dune Sea. Very cool.
Dude, maybe that's what happened after this.
What?
You know, maybe he went off into the desert and became a nonce.
Pilium Yum is a modern day Father Michael, but not as sinister. Nobody gets as sinister as the fathers. Chris, Luke, pull your pants down. Go for my lightsaber. Pilium would taste better in a stew, though, Connor. Shabby, hello. Star Wars special, nice. Fuller Seeger says, this stew now? The chicken. Shabby. Ringy says they should do a full-on Vader show on him going around hunting Jedi or based it off the Vader books. I recommend you read.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said that to you as well about that. It's like I think a show after this about Vader, like, you know, like basically taking his frustration and anger, you know, of his past out on like the remaining Jedi he finds or the fucking world around him.
Left though now, is there?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, fucking, just in general, just fucking choking fucking people out and fucking killing people. But doing is like not once said PTSD, but it's just more so like fucking like complete another fucking rage filled because he was basically had his ass handed to him twice, and he knows he's failed. That whole Obi story, like, I mean, that whole journey with Obi-Wan, he's failed. And that, like, just to see it eat him up inside and to become the Darth Vader you see in A New Hope, where it's just, I don't know, so fucking jaded by the fucking whole world at that point.
Just everybody saying hello there to Shabby. Jonathan said, I'd like to see Vader used as the show's big bad in Andor, but as a very background type character.
Yeah, just have him show up here and there, like
I said earlier, less is more. Just have him pop up when.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely do. I genuinely do think there's a lot of room to have Vader show up in like cameos in certain shows and just here and there, without saturating it.
Simon says, Tubbs, show Shabby your art. It's mint, Mark.
Is Shabby on now?
I think he is, yeah.
All right, Shabs, I'll give you a look at this.
So this is what Tubbs did this week.
Yeah.
Venom.
It's a hybrid Venom, Shabs. I'll give you a full look at it.
It's very cool.
That's it up close. Look. Oh, there we go.
I made you a little bit bigger. I can't make you totally big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm genuinely fucking proud of that one, dude.
This week's Art Attack. Smith Lord says Kenobi season 2 should have him and Quinlan Voss helping those scrubbers smuggle Jedi. A Vader season with Hayden would be good. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
See, I mean, if there's a decent way to do it without fucking up the direction of where it ends up, then yeah, man, fuck, by all means, go for it. Like, I mean, I won't say no to, you know, fucking Ewan McGregor's Obi Wan Kenobi again. Like, but I just think the story they told in this season, minus the Reva fucking Inquisitor shit, it seemed to have been like wrapped up.
Tez is in the chat as well. Hello, Tez.
Sorry, Tez.
Shabby, show Tubbs your Dom DeLuise. It's horrific. Vader was so upset when he helped blow. Was so upset when he helped blowing up Alderaan. Great job, Ben. Shabby said, that should be a new show. Chris Scrubber's Smuggled Jedi. That's just Kate again. Chris. Shabby says, hello to Kate. Smuggler says, Si, I'm thinking. Hear me out. Big trench coat. If Obi Wan can do it, how much like Slave Leia can you make yourself look, Christian? I couldn't think of a good name for them, and they aren't rebels, so they were scrubbers. So
Scrubbers.
Grubby dub dub, get in the tub.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know. G-Force, hey Brian the Tubbs, a grey trench coat.
Story, buddy.
Jonathan said about your thing a while ago, Maul has his own saber.
Okay. So maybe maybe I was just, as I said, maybe I saw that and I was going, oh, is that where that goes to? I don't know.
The leg bone goes on the knee bone.
Yeah, do you think Maul's going to show up with the fucking spider legs?
Isn't he dead? Because Obi-Wan kills him in Rebels when he has grey hair. So this is to come yet, I think. Maybe
yeah. So there would be still time to do that live action.
I don't think they're going to do that though. They're not going to.
Unless that's what season 2 is.
That would be cool. Like Fuller says,
hey, and that's how you see him become Old Man Kenobi.
Kate is laughing at the boys having the crack. Hey, Christian, I'm not going to go through the names. I'll just go through when you're saying hi to each other, guys. I'll just put it up on screen. I won't say it because we all know you all say hi.
G-Force said hi to everyone.
Hey, Kate and G-Force. Fuller's figure says, okay, nobody panic, but there's a girl in here.
Hi, guys.
G-Force, me all mucker. Hey, G-Force. Chris, a girl? A human girl? Chris, leave it alone. That's so 2021. Nope. Grey jeans are timeless. Got my grey jeans on for 4 days now. Simon laughing. Kate says, Fuller's figures, I'm not all that scary. She's lying.
She isn't. No, she's not. She's a quiet one, that one. Isn't she, Brian?
Yeah, it's the quiet ones you have to watch, Tubbs.
Brian's been Amber Hearding it. He's been hiding his bruises on his eyes.
It's under the hat. Grey jeans are 2021. Grey trench coats are 2022. Jonathan said timeless between 95 and 98 for sure. Kate Reardon. Chris says MasterCard advert in the making, Chris. Mint on card chewy, 210 quid. Acrylic case, 30 quid. Grey jeans, priceless. Christian sad a lot of you. Oh, fuck me, that was funny. Grey jeans, Joe Blogs t-shirt, Daniel Poole jacket. Whoop whoop. G4 says, Cater in any relation to Dolores? Well, now that you mention it, I'll leave it to her for her to tell you. 3 words, grey shell suit. Oh God. Baru went all Sarah Connor. We're not leaving this place. Tubbs, I would have thought you would be well used to the word bail, considering the amount of time solicitors you've asked for it.
Man, all those BBC cases are all put to bed now, you know.
Tez says,
apparently they don't hire Nances over there no more.
Tez says, hello, room for one more. Always room for one more with you, Tez.
Story, buddy.
Smuggler says, an evil part of me thought it'd be hilarious if Kenobi got killed and Haja ended up winging the whole thing, pretending to be Ben on Tatooine. I mean, if anyone could do it.
And he was the old one. He was all Ben.
Mr. Terrence, sup Tez, G-Force, all the boys saying hello to Tez. And backwards and back at them, I should say. Hey everyone, Jason Donovan joins the chat. Too many broken hearts. Mr. Shabby. Jonathan says, I kind of feel sorry for the actress playing the fourth sister all that time in makeup and she got to do fuck all.
Yeah, man, fucking she
like she can like dine out on con fucking things for the rest of her life.
Yeah, true. I mean, like, you know yourself, man. Fucking Star Wars is a beast of a franchise. You show up even once, like, and you're like, oh, that's a character. Do you know what I mean? That
I
you
would
can milk.
gladly sit in a makeup chair for 6 hours for however many weeks to be in Star Wars.
Dude,
So,
come here, John. I
even if it
fucking
was
you
for
know
5
this.
seconds.
You know this very well. I very much know the life of heavy fucking duty makeup for movies.
That was one movie though.
Yeah, but look at the amount of time I was in that makeup for the screen time that
Yeah,
the
true.
character ends up having. You know what I mean?
Poundland Donovan.
Poundland Donovan.
Tubbs is the Poundland Tom Hardy or so. Someone he thinks he is.
Well, that was dubbed that a few years ago on set.
Are they picking on you again? What?
It was framed when we made Framed.
Yeah, I wasn't
from the
there
poster. Yeah, for the Pound Chap Tom Hardy.
Amazing how Tez is free time to jump in the chat now. Neighbours is finished. As always, Tez. Rolando is here in the chat as well. Hey, Rolando.
Sorry, buddy.
No, it's still airing, Chris. Last episode in August. See how he knew though? He knew straight away.
Have they gotten fucking a lot of the fucking? There was a Guy Pearce is coming back for that and all that shit.
Yeah, a lot of the old actors are coming back for one more episode.
Kylie Minogue and fucking Jason Donovan and all those like.
Hey, Rolando. Rolando.
I wonder will they get or was it Home and Away? He was Hemsworth.
He was in Home and Away. Yeah.
Oh, Home and Away. Yeah.
I remember coming off from school and that was on, and he was in it. But
fucking hell, man.
Chris says camera stopped rolling yesterday. I saw the rap footage. Says you were crying in the car. Hey, Rolando. Rolando just saying hello to more peoples. Rolando. Ringy, Rolando, top of the morning to you. Ringy, your very own live action leprechaun. Like Tubbs. Very nice.
Nice and buddy.
Jumped again. Yeah, Tubbs, that is awesome about your pick.
Nice and dude.
Rolando. Maul dies 2 years-ish from the end of the Kenobi show, I think. And Ringy says,
right, okay.
Maul
so if they did a season 2, hypothetically, they could do it.
Yeah, they could, but
yeah,
I don't. They haven't gone over the.
I mean, if they were going to do a season 2, right, and you wanted to completely finish the whole thing and even make it more full circle, and you have Qui-Gon's fucking Force Ghost, and you have Obi-Wan, and you have fucking Maul.
I mean, they have options, if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, he could be the main, and he could be the villain of that season.
I think Maul would be in the Ahsoka show. They have a huge history together, so it makes sense for him to show up in it. But her show in Wilds Past.
Because I do know from the little knowledge I have of the Clone Wars TV show and Rebels that Kenobi has quite a lot of fights with Maul, right?
Kenobi.
In not fights, but interactions with him throughout the seasons.
Christian says Solo was set just before Kenobi. Rebels is set a few years after it. Miriam is here. Hello, Miriam.
Story.
How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Fuller's Figures. Mick says quiet and sly. Shabby says, hey, Miriam. Fuller's Figures says, hey, Miriam. Jonathan as well. Simon says, off topic, even though the boys had this week, it wasn't half as bad as Termite Dick. That was fucking crazy. Yeah, you haven't seen it yet, Tubbs, have you?
No, but I'll watch it regardless anyway, man. Do you know what I mean? Because I've just been kind of doing other shit, so it's like everything else. I'll get to it. Do you know what I mean? I only saw fucking Doctor Strange and the fucking Multiverse of Madness on Thursday,
Is that the X-rated one? Doctor Strange.
Yes, it was. Which I will say was quite.
We'll go into in a minute.
Okay.
Just on what Sai said there, the Hero-gasm episode was this week, and yeah, I think it was either overhyped or I don't know. They were never going to do what they never.
I haven't seen it, but do you think that maybe it wasn't as hyped or wasn't as bad as you thought because there's no way in fucking hell that they could have got away with doing what was in the comic?
Yeah.
To the extent of it anyway.
It was bad, but it wasn't.
I know of the comic version.
I didn't turn away in disgust or anything .
like when I heard they were doing it, right? Like my initial thought was the same as the Stephen King's It remake.
Yes,
I was
that's
like,
what I thought as
I was
well.
going,
Yeah.
are they going to go with the fucking whole kids in the sewer thing? Because that's pretty fucked up, and I don't know if they'll ever be able to do that on
But
screen.
like some of the other guys said in the comments, which I'll get to there in a sec,
Mm,
outside of the whole herogasm thing, the episode was still fantastic, and the fight
yeah,
at the end was fucking brilliant.
it's a fucking really good. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen season 3 yet. I am going to get to watch it. How many episodes is out now? Six.
Six.
Six
G4 said
episodes.
the big fight in the boys was cray cray, and Ringy said it was good, but I do think they overhyped it, except for the final fight. That was awesome. And
Okay. I
yeah,
think I'm just going to have to
I
fucking.
think you love it. You get to see lots of people in
Oh,
the nipples.
I do love it. Like fucking season 1 and 2 were fucking amazing. I loved it. Um, like who doesn't like a fucking like? Let's be honest. It's basically a show, but if the Justice League were like sociopathic, fucking narcissistic
Psychopaths, yeah.
assholes. Do you know what I mean?
And it's
So
better than the
what's
actual
not
Justice League.
like what's not to love about that? Like I mean, I love the first 2 seasons. It's just I just haven't gotten because I don't have Amazon Prime anymore, so I'm kind of I have to kind of find them somewhere else.
You have
And
to go to
and
the
I've
Special Irish channel, Tubbs.
yeah, basically, and I don't have normal TV anymore, so it's like fucking. So I have to go looking. And so I'll just find them. I'll find them.
Mick says, in makeup, preparing to be a dwarf, Tubbsy Wubsy.
I will be
Mick, you're
honest,
so
right?
evil.
I will be honest. A little bit of me, right, loves that Mick calls me Tubsy Wubsy. Because that's what people used to call me when I was younger, and I fucking have gone, that's fucking cool. It kind of went full circle.
Mick, were you stalking Tubbs as a child? Oh, I was late because I was getting street dated for Orlando Skiff Guard. I had a nice little talk to the manager. Did you get him in the finish? I didn't get Lando, but I got a lot off my chest. Hate me that guy. Roland says, hello, Miriam. G4 says, hey, Mick and Miriam. Chris says, what film were you in, Tubbs? I thought The Wizard of Oz was filmed in the 30s or 40s. Well, he is quite old, to be fair.
Yes. I mean, I'm not fucking Wizard of Oz old, but yeah, I'm getting up there in numbers, like. But the film that I was in was called The Perished, and I play a character called Killen, which is what is it, Brian? Without giving too much away.
What of a dead baby?
Yeah, it's basically 800 spirits of. It's like fucking hundreds of fucking dead baby spirits, all kind of created in one physical form, which ends up being me. That was fucking crazy. Like that was a crazy character to play. To be fair, like, but
yeah, I was in that too. But
yeah, I've done creature work 2 or 3 times now, haven't I? Like short films and things like that as well. And I'll tell you, it's fucking.
He's the only one that fits in the suit.
But I tell you, man, being in and I've only, as I said, I haven't made like a 30-year career of wearing like a Vader suit or anything like that, you know. But I will say one thing: it's a different mindset being in a fucking costume, like a full costume, like from top to head to toe. It's claustrophobic, so you do come at the role you're playing very differently, from my experience anyway.
Tubbs, do you mind me telling the story of you being in the costume with Tristan Risk?
Oh, gee, was that the? Oh, was it the fucking? Yeah,
so
go on.
Basically, guys, we were shooting a short film. Was it called Banshee or something?
It was on Banshee, and Tristan Risk is right? Where she's in like American Mary and everything. She's a Canadian actress.
She's a Canadian actress who came over to star in it, and Tubbs
sound out chick, man. She's fucking really cool.
Tubbs was playing some form of creature anyway, like her pet or something like that.
Yeah, I was on it like a dog chain and a collar and stuff.
That was Saturday, but anyway, onto the film.
Yeah.
So like, he's in this suit, and there's one of these mad cool fucking masks. It's like there was only an opening like here, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, I'll let you go on, but I mean, like just to paint the picture is like I had vision in one eye, so like I had to literally like look, I had to have my head up like that to see forward, and there was barely any room for the earpieces, and the thing weighed a fucking ton. It was like a big silicone based fucking headpiece mask thing, But go on.
So yeah, you were like kneeled down on the ground, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
I was next to the director, and he was going. The director, who's Paddy, who's often been in the chat here as well.
Yeah,
He was
Paddy, let's survive
giving
Paddy plays, yeah.
a big long description about what was going to happen and what Tubbs had to do, and the way the scene was going to run. And he'd gone on for about 5, maybe 6 minutes.
A full blockdown of the scene, yeah.
Full blackout of the scene, and basically turned around to Tubbs, and he goes, "Did you get that, Tubbs?" And Tubbs, all we got
What did I say?
All we got from Tubbs was, "Is that you, Paddy?"
I heard not one fucking word of the entire fucking. All I could hear was laughter throughout the entire fucking hall.
And
everyone broke down laughing.
The whole warehouse just burst out.
Yeah, look, I mean, and like Jesus, man, like I mean, think back at it, like I mean, we've had some great moments on sets, like we really have. There's been a lot of funny fucking moments.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, we kind of went on a tangent about acting. So
on there. I'll go through the comments again. GeForce Ringy says it was good to do. Yeah, I read that one already. Jonathan says I much prefer the different route the show went from the comic. Yeah, they couldn't do everything in the comics. They could.
No, there's some things in the comic books, even from what I've seen from the boys, that is like yeah, you could not translate that to fucking screen, like especially with the audience, you know.
Tubbs going to sail the seas, our matey. Yes, I did, Brian. He did stalk you. Sai says, Pirates again. No, Sai, it's the special Irish television channel. Did Connor not tell you this? Yar, matey. So you basically were Ermac, Tubbsy Wubbsy.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Brian O'Regan as shop assistant. Tubbsy Wubbsy is Killing, directed by Paddy Murphy. Has there ever been a more Irish name? Well, I suppose he could have been John Ryan. There's about 1 million John Ryans in Ireland as well.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I mean, like that's
fucking.
That's fucking yeah. But I mean, the way I look at that is that's yet another movie that me and Brian are both in. So it's always fucking great to have. Like me and Brian have been in a ton of stuff, and in the same movies. But like we've had a chunk of stuff that we're on screen together for, like, which is like playing for laughs and comedies and things. And
last week we like picked shitty superpowers for each other. But I've gone for a bit, since we're doing Star Wars stuff, I've gone a bit more serious for this one.
Okay.
So we're going to pick our top 5 lightsaber battles in the franchise.
Now, can I ask a question before you go on?
Yes, you can always ask me questions.
Do we have to have these in a specific order, or is it just...
Well, like the worst to the best, like you usually do in these things.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I picked 5 to 1, like, you know, my favorite.
Okay, so yeah, as we were going down through my kind of.
So guys, like
I know.
So like to this year top 5 as well. We included everything in the franchise, so from games to movies, TV shows, animation.
Oh, fuck! I didn't even think of the games.
I didn't use any from the games anyway, so.
And thinking of it now off the top of my head, like there was 1 or 2 in Force Unleashed that was going to go, oh man, they would have been fucking amazing. But yeah, I have what I have on my list. So.
Okay, so Tubbs, let's do your 5th one first. So.
My 5th one is from the Clone Wars Cartoon Network cartoon.
Okay.
It's Anakin versus Aja Ventress. I probably butchered her fucking name, by the way.
Asajj or Asajj Ventress? I'm not sure.
Asajj
Ventress.
Ventress, yeah. I fucking loved watching this game. I mean, when this cartoon came out, it was like a part 1 and 2, but they're fighting up along the temple, and Anakin's getting like all his robe ripped off and everything. Fucking while the fight's going on, it's fucking pure vicious, like for a cartoon, you know. But it's done in such a way that like
that's the original Clone Wars one, isn't it?
That was the original Clone Wars cartoon, yeah. It was just such a fucking really cool fucking fight. It was just a pure banger, and it was animation, so it was like fucking really cool. And I think it was like the guy that did Samurai Jack.
Yes, one of my
that animated or created the episodes or something. So I had that kind of feel to it. But yeah, I just fucking thought it was banging, and it was animated as well. Do you know what I mean? So it was like fucking a really cool fucking fight. Anyone, I mean, if anyone remembers it, I mean, it's fucking cool
I
how
need
they
to check
even
it out, 'cause I
foreshadow,
really haven't seen a lot of that show.
like they visually, like with lighting and color and everything, kind of foreshadowed Anakin's kind of like turn to the dark side in that fight, which is fucking cool.
Jonathan just said even the basic thing of the boys themselves being non-enhanced in the show adds so much to the story over the way the crew are handled in the comic, where there's fuck all risk to them. Simon says Maul versus Qui-Gon Obi-Wan. That's a good one, actually. I've never met a single person called Chris. My uncle is called Chris, actually. Christopher. Huzzah. Huzzah. Mick Miriam. Okay, so my number 5 is from the sequel trilogy, which I'm sure everybody in here loves. It's the only one. It's Rey and Finn versus Kylo. At the
Dude, I fucking thought that fight was fucking fantastic.
At the end, it's not even the fight. I just love how it set things up as well, because you had Finn, the stormtrooper who could now become a Jedi, and he held his own against Kylo despite getting fucked up in the end. And then Rey, her fucking, geez, I'm sounding like you now, her getting the lightsaber and smashing up Kylo's face and everything.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, they did nothing with it afterwards.
Yes, that was the problem. Do you know what I mean?
I loved. I still to this day I love Force Awakens. I watch it loads of times.
Dude, I mean, I think the Force Awakens is it's a fucking good Star Wars movie. Like, I mean, to be fair, it is. I mean, for what it's worth, it is very much copy paste A New Hope.
I love as well
in a lot of ways, but I don't mind that because, do you know what I mean? It still entertained me. Like I still enjoyed it.
I love as well that they actually had different styles of fighting as well. See, Rey,
yeah, I mean, I won't say untrained, but it just seemed
chaotic.
It was very chaotic, and it was different. Do you know what I mean? It didn't seem like it was like the prequels had their like well choreographed fucking flippy fucking fights, and the New Hope then had very kind of like close, kind of like hand to hand stuff. Do you know, because obviously it was older, so they had to kind of do it a certain way. But then these ones in it just seems like they came at it. Now, like, let's be honest, some of the sequel trilogy parts of the lightsabers, like Rey definitely is cutting her own face off at some points. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, that was just because. But I still say there's one or two other fights in the sequel trilogy that I actually really like. Like I said it to you, I had it on my list. I actually put down Rey versus Kylo versus Finn as well. I had that, and Jim was saying to you was like, oh, it was like I had one or two I couldn't figure out what to take off my list. So now that you've had it, I can kind of lead that as the honorable mention.
G-Force's list is 5 Ventress versus Ahsoka, 4 Ventress versus Anakin, 3 Ahsoka versus Maul. That's a great fight as well.
Yeah.
Yoda versus Dooku, number 2, and 1 Maul versus Qui-Gon and Kenobi. Simon says he knows 3 Chris's. Smitlord says Ahsoka Maul in the Clone Wars, where they mo-capped Ray Park is stunning. That was in season 7. That was class.
Do I'm gonna have to get off my ass and like just dig into these fucking cartoons, because I've been saying I'm gonna get them forever and I just haven't.
Jonathan says Finn become a Jedi. He couldn't even make the movie posters in certain regions. Yeah, well, that's fucking lousy. Like,
that's a whole different story. Like,
a whole different story. Yeah. I know the last one well. I know a few lads called Christian. My favorite, or Shabby says, my favorite fight is in The Last Jedi when Rey beats Luke. Awesome.
But do you know, and I know it's not your typical like Star Wars live action fight, because it's not like two Jedis fighting each other. But I actually quite enjoyed the throne room fight scene in
I thought about
The Last Jedi. Which Rey and Kylo are fighting all the fucking dudes in the throne room. I actually fucking really thought that was a banging fight.
So what's your number 4, Tubbs?
My number 4 is Luke versus Vader. Empire
Which
Strikes
one?
Back.
The first one, the I'm Your Father one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely class. Um,
I loved it. For just the drama attached to it and the fucking story arc, kind of hitting like a another crescendo in the story as well. You know what I mean? It was just they had a lot of fucking stakes involved. Um, I mean, look, the original. You look back at them now, the original trilogy, right? The lightsaber fights were never going to be the best lightsaber fights in Star Wars history, right? Actual like saber
no,
battles.
they weren't high spot battles like the ones in
No, they
newer
weren't.
movies.
But as I said, as they became more close to like hand to hand stuff, kind of, you know, like fencing battles. Um, but yeah, there's just something about Empire. Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie anyway.
Love
So,
Star Wars: The Dark Element. The Last
um,
Jedi. I'm out. Me
yeah,
too, Connor.
but
Wins with Spaceballs.
oh jeez, yeah, Spaceballs, man, so fucking good.
Jonathan says 4. Luke versus Vader for me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Now, and I'll be honest, I
Go
had to
on,
kind
Luke,
of like
right? Get to friends.
it was a toss
Get
up
to fuck
between
tubs.
Empire and Jedi, and I went with Empire because I much preferred I just preferred that whole sequence with him and Vader.
Tubbs, you've broke Connor. As Christian
Oh
said,
yeah,
I agree with you, Christian. This is literally the first time I've heard Connor say he doesn't like something. Simon, yes, Hot Shots Part 2, great lightsaber fight.
and to be
Fucking
fair, Brian,
Rico, man.
it only took 64 shows to break Connor.
My number 4 is Obi Wan and Qui Gon versus Vader or versus Maul. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
That's like absolutely incredible. I love the aggression, like I said earlier, in Obi
Hmm.
Wan, and as well. I only watched it again a while ago. Qui Gon as well, like, is proper. Like when he sits waiting for the thing to open again, it's just brilliant.
I
And
mean,
yeah,
I mean, look, I don't. I mean, looking back, me and you've often had these conversations about the movies anyway. The Phantom Menace like isn't a great movie in general.
it's
Like,
okay.
it's okay, but it's not. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst chapter in the original trilogy. But it's got its moments where you're like, oh my god, this is fucking boring. I think that's it's the politics and fucking over
Mm.
drenched fucking shite they did. But nobody can tell me that when you hear Jewel of Fate start and you see all those sabers fly up and then these three boys go at it like fucking beasts.
I think
That
in
is just
context though as well, because when you
mm,
see Maul the first time when he fights Qui Gon is fucking shitting his pants by the time he gets on back on the ship. He
yeah,
barely survived it. Like so when you see him
like
knocking away, it's like, oh shit.
and then like and it was that as I said, and you have a very young kind of youngish Hugh McGregor as Obi
Mm.
Wan, and like
Straight
he's
out of train
genuinely
spotting.
yeah, like and do you know what I mean? He's fucking like it's just it's the one moment and it's the one thing that I think puts the Phantom Menace above other Star Wars movies is that entire sequence, that fight,
Mm.
because it's such a fucking banger.
The
Like
space battle as well though was pretty cool with Anakin.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
he
like
shouldn't have probably
the
blown up the
last.
big ship.
I mean, I have my issues with the Phantom Menace massively. Like I have a lot of issues with it. Like we like you want to talk about Obi Wan being a nonce in the desert for laughs. Like you look at fucking Princess Padme, like she fucking groomed Anakin since he
You
was
have a hooking or
fucking
fucking
9.
draw about that, like
Yeah, I mean, am I the only one? Like, I mean, I know I'm joking for playing this for
only
laughs right
one
now, but like,
comedy.
am I the only one that never noticed that?
No, it's fairly obvious as well,
Like, oh, you're 9. We're gonna get married and bang someday. See you later, kid. You
I think
know?
they're all Pervin and Anakin in that fucking movie because Palpatine as well at the end, we will watch your career with great fucking whatever.
Oh, yeah,
He
he's like,
says same as well.
whoa. Yeah, but see, he's like
Father
Padme
John,
wanted him when
enemy
he was
limits.
9, but like, but Palpatine then likes a bit of older meat on it, like. So he waited until he came of age,
Dirty bastard.
like.
Seeing as I don't recognize the sequels, I can't not like them. That's fair. So when Smithlord speaks says,
But
can we
yeah.
use
So
satellite stuff? If go on, we gonna say, Tom. Sorry.
no, I was saying this because my number 3 is, or not, sorry, number
You're number
Two,
3.
three.
Yeah, you're number 3.
Yeah, my number 3 is Obi Wan, and Qui-Gon versus Maul as well.
Oh, yeah.
So since you've already done that,
No, you can keep
I'm
it.
gonna hurt some people in the comments with this one. I'm gonna swap that out, right? Not that I think it's a better fight, obviously, but just so we have another fight to talk about. Because I said this to Brian, and Brian was like, "You're fucking mental." I just enjoyed it for whatever reason. I liked it. Was Rey versus Kylo Ren on the wreckage of the Death Star in the Last Skywalker, or the last Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker.
Fucking bury him for that, guys.
I just, do you know what it was? I liked the rain, dude. I looked new to me. I was like, that's cool. That looks visually cool. I'm not saying it's a good fucking.
Like right after she fucking healed him or something, brought him back.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything good about the movie. Like the movie was fucking tense, but I just like
that movie sucks so much balls.
Yeah, I just liked the little bit of a fight they had on the wreckage. I thought it looked cool for the few minutes they had it, and then the rest of the film fell off a cliff. Star Wars
franchise after that movie.
Oh, I mean, look, the film like was going up a cliff, and then after that fight, it fell off a cliff.
It never got off the ground.
So it was terrible. But I just said that's just honorable mentions. But yeah, my number 3 is Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon.
Simon says, in the words of the French, the sequels are utter toss.
Yeah, I mean, like as I said, I do like it. I like The Force Awakens. I like bits of the other two. I think there's 1 or 2 good bits in them, but as films, yeah, they're not great. Like,
G4 says, how are they going to retcon the saber fight we saw in episode 6 of Kenobi, compared to the 2 old guys fighting with canes at the bus stop in episode 4?
Years passed, and then Father Time got caught up with him. Even though I saw one person saying, "How the fuck did Obi-Wan age that fucking much in 10 years?"
Somebody like, buddy, he's a different actor.
Yeah, do you know what I
mean? All 3, even the Toss Awakens. To quote the French, "How dare you speak to me, English pig dog?" Tez says the pod race won an Oscar for sound mixing, and actually, funny enough, I played Star Wars Racer. Was it the PS2 one?
Yes, yeah.
Here on the new PlayStation Plus thing the other day, and it's fucking savage game still to this day. And
yeah, it's
hard as well.
Is that on the new PS Plus Premium? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan says, as nonsense go, Padme is not the worst. Not like Jimmy Savile Tubbs.
Oh no, come here. Like he's the king, but let's not like confuse.
To be fair, Tubbs, I'm going to bring this one out here now.
Okay, yeah.
You kind of had a thing for Natalie Portman and Leon, didn't you?
Not news.
Now who's the nonsense?
I think she's banging now. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't fucking watching Leon fucking going, "Ooh, that's a nice fucking Natalie Portman role."
Mick says, I like the one where Jar Jar Binks fights Darth Vader and kills him with the lightsaber. Lisa, never heard of that one, my friend. All hail Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, okay. So number 3 for me is Anakin versus Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith. That was just fucking fantastic. I loved it.
Dude, I highly agree with you on that one.
He should have taken Thanos' advice though and went for the head and cut his fucking head off while he was slipping into the lava.
Yeah, man, these heroes and their values, man. You know, they always don't go for the head.
It was an emotional battle though. I love that like you were supposed to be kill the Sith.
Oh, dude, I mean, if I'm being honest, like out of the movies, like the live action movies, I think it's one of the better, if not the best of them, because of the stakes and the emotion that was brought. I mean, I put it down as number 1 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, So I just fucking loved it. Like, I mean, it was one of those things. Is like, I mean, like, like the Revenge of the Sith movie itself has its kind of issues and its flaws here and there, or whatever, you know.
I think
and it's shitty dialogue and. Yeah, I know, but it is the best of the prequel movies, and I think it had no right to be as good as it ended up being. in my opinion. Like, I mean, for me, it's up there with, like, some of the better Star Wars movies now,
I
and
will. I
that's
will
probably
say
because
though.
they made sequel trilogies. You know.
I will say though. Do you know remember what we were saying earlier about the fights cutting back and forth between things?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they were cutting between, when they were having that big battle, and they were cutting between Sidious and Yoda, which was an absolute shit show of a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the throwing
It's
each other
kind of what I
around.
was saying to you a while ago about, like, sometimes I think they should just stay on the one fight
Mm.
and just let
Yeah,
it breathe and grow. Do you know what I mean?
let it play out like so.
It just seems
Yeah,
to be the Star Wars way.
it
The
seems
way
to
they
be the way they
design the
do things. Like
movies kind of jumps back and forth, and because there's so much going on and so many stories to follow.
Action Pop Dad, hello, my friend. Sup, players?
Story, buddy.
G4 says heroes and their values. Vader leaves everyone alive too.
Does he though?
Well, in the Obi Wan series, he did. Episode or
But that
Jonathan's
was
third
just,
one.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's true.
Jonathan's third one is Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi Wan.
Mm.
G4 says, okay, most of them alive. Manga Fananga says, staying alive, staying alive. That'll cost you extra. So my number, or no, it's your number 2, wouldn't it? Next.
Yes. Well, you already know my number 1, but we'll talk about it again in a minute. But yeah, and I don't know if this is because it's like fucking fresh in my head or if it's fucking the veins department, but I put number 2 down as Obi Wan and Vader.
From the Obi Wan show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it was about the fight, dude, and it's not. I mean, it could be nostalgia. It could be the fact that it's only. I'm still digesting it in my head, but fuck me, when I watched this, man, it hit all the fucking right places. It hit all the right feels. It was just genuinely fucking immersed in it, and I really thought they did some fantastic fucking lightsaber work in this. Visually and physically, like, you know what I mean. I thought it was just a really well crafted fight. And that's what you want from your saber fights, right? You want there to be like stakes and emotion, even though we know there's no real stakes because we know where it ends, it goes.
Yeah.
But in the moment of watching it, I was going, "This is fucking cool!" Like this, I just visually fucking and really loved the fight. And I think it's because of the whole mask being broken and having the voice breaking back and forth and all these things that they did. But yeah, for me, at the moment, this list might change as time goes on. But for right now, yeah, very much Obi Wan and Vader. I fucking dug the shit out of that fight, man. Like, really hit me in all the right places, and fucking, you know, I will go back and watch that episode again many times.
Everyone watch that link. Retcons the old man losing power from the original. Blah blah blah. Action Pop Dad, hey tells you sexy thing.
But I mean, if people are on about the original fight, let's be honest, it is two granddads fucking batting each other with their sticks to get off their lawn, like, you know. It is very much that. But have you ever seen the CGI remake of the fight?
Yeah.
I actually saw.
I'm not on it, to be fair.
Oh no, but what it is, I saw and it's really fucking good when you see it play out that way. But I saw a dude did it where he took like A New Hope and actually edited this fight in and chopped around back and forth with Luke and all of what was going on there, and then back to the fight, and then it kind of cuts to like Joe when the doors open, and it cuts back to Alec Guinness, and then he gets just struck down. And man, the way it was edited together, I'd find the link in a while and send it on to you. I was going to go like, fuck me, that looks amazing the way it's actually put in the movie. Even though it's CGI and whatever else, because it's not just, they don't play it all in one run. It's Chris, kind of edited.
Tubbs, I've been banging on about that for ages. I've just posted the link.
For which is this the thing I'm talking about?
The CGI one, yeah.
It's fucking, but the one I find the link and I send it into the group chat. As well, it's just it's the way they have it. It's the way your man edited the scenes into the movie. It's not just like he put like someone just put the scene in full. It's kind of edited in, and it really kind of flows really well, man. It's fucking, and you're watching it kind of going, it's like, oh my god, this would have been fucking like the top fucking battle of all Star Wars fucking fights if it was done like this.
Yeah. G-Force said probably need a top 10 for this list. So many good ones. I think though I made a top 5 so we wouldn't be crossing over each other too much.
And we did.
We did anyway. But
yeah, we did, and nearly every one of them.
if we're doing a top 10 and we were talking about each one as well, probably go over time, I suppose. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, probably go on forever.
Like for me, I mostly pick from the movies because they're what stick out in my head. But I have seen most
yeah,
of
I mean,
the.
but it's always the way, Brian. You know, when we're talking about these things, it's like, you know what I mean? Like we were like I talked about 3 or 4 different ones like while we were talking about it,
Yeah.
and then we're talking about like Joe, like the video games, The Force Unleashed, Fallen Order. There's savage fucking fights in those as well, and then you've got all the cartoons and everything else. And the Clone Wars and Rebels have probably got some of the best saber battles in kind of live action. You know, because it's still live action to a point.
Like
Even though it's
I
like,
have one. I have one in my honorable mentions from the anime.
yeah, okay,
The animations. My number 2 is Luke versus Vader from The Empire Strikes Back.
yeah, you
Obviously,
were saying, yeah,
it's the biggest moment from Star Wars history, really. The I am your father moment, and he takes his hand off and stuff as well. And yeah, I really like that. The fact it started out, he wanted to trap him in the carbonite, and then
yes.
they got a proper battle out of it. Your number 1 was
And mine was Obi Wan versus Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I just fucking love that fucking fight, dude. As you said a while ago, I mean, yeah, does it have kind of pretty piss poor dialogue in bits of it and stuff? Yeah, it does. But the fight is fucking visceral. It's fucking raw, and it's fueled with emotion from start to finish. Like, you know, and I mean, and it does. You said this yourself before. That whole ending sequence to that fight just hits you in the feels. Like, do you know what I mean? With the whole, I know you were my brother, Anakin, and all that stuff that goes on. And this is kind of why I think I love the Obi-Wan Vader fight as well, because it kind of it was kind of like it kind of married that entire thing. And as I said, this is probably fresh mind thinking of it now, but yeah, I fucking loved it. That's genuinely one of my favorite Star Wars fights.
Star Wars Scene 38 Reimagined. That's the one. G4 says 1977 technology hindered the Kenobi Vader duel.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
Actually, about that, I love that.
But wouldn't you think, right? This is only a thing, yeah.
Where have you buried Bruno? Tubbs, where did you bury Bruno?
Dude, I don't bury Bruno nowhere, man. That's fucking. I genuinely thought you would bury him somewhere.
I'm too lazy to dig a hole, Tubbs. I just burned him.
But
what was
it? What was I saying?
To answer the question on Bruno before you go on.
Bruno
was working abroad for the longest time. I think he came back. He came back a couple of weeks ago, and the last time I asked him last week, was he coming on? And he said he couldn't. He was working at 9. He had some call to make. He had some work call. He was going to be on for a couple of hours. He tried and get on at the end. So I'm going to keep asking him until he eventually gets sick of it and comes back on.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get him. It'd be great to get him back on.
We don't talk about Bruno. I'm not going to use that slogan for Bruno. He will come back though at some point.
Yeah, we'll get him back on. But no, what was I fucking saying?
Spoken. Jonathan said that's the one. Fucking amazing work. G-Force, I hate you. You're my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
And again, when I was on about the parallels and the mirroring of things, is like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of that scene where he like screams that I hate you, do you know the whole, he kind of, he doesn't say hate you, but he screams again, like in that like fucking kind of same tone and way. Like, I mean, like fucking calling Obi-Wan's name. So it very much did feel like a fucking full, like as I said, a full fucking circle moment in that show, which is kind of why I think it landed number 2 for me. But as I said, that's fresh eyes and it's still in my brain. So
Jonathan said G-Force, I don't think it was 1997 tech, but more the look and vision Lucas wanted. He also had a flipping Yoda in Attack of the Clones, so I don't know.
But let me ask you a question, all right? Do you know the way like fucking Lucas like fucking mastered every fucking version of his original movies like 100 times over?
Bruno won the lottery and lives his own island.
I can't understand like how he never looked at that scene and goes, do you know, we could redo that. Like we could do
lightsabers, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, because they looked pretty stupid. And years later, you see them. They look bad.
White in the original one, weren't they?
White with a blue trim. That's what it was. And they looked kind of, when they moved, it was like they looked
bad.
They just look bad but it's a product of its time. But
Christopher
I always
Nolan.
wondered to myself, like, but all is they put like all these R2D2s and all these CGI characters in, it's like with the technology, the way it advanced into the prequels and so on. Like I was kind of I'm wondering, like, could you have done something like that CGI fight and really made that fight like, you know, a lot bigger than it ended up being?
Mm.
But at the same time, I think by the time you get to A New Hope, like Ben Kenobi is fucking like an old man, like a real old fucking man.
He's
Vader's
transformed
aged
into
inside
Alec
that
Guinness.
suit as well, and they're both old. Do you know what I mean? So the body is seized up. The fucking mechanics don't work. Dude, I'm 40 and my knees cripple every time I sit down too long. You know, the body, as I
Um,
said, father time catches up, man. And I think
Bruno must be
these
Jonah.
guys were, and you see it more so now with the Kenobi show, right? You watch him and Anakin, like I mean, and John and Revenge of the Sith, and they're fucking going on for fucking. They'd go on for hours if they could. There was just the energy, and it just kept going and going and going and going and going. And then in this one, they're two older blokes, and they're a little older, and they're fucking, and they're kind of fighting a little more visceral, you know what I mean, and raw and rough. By the time it gets to New Hope, which is another fucking
Just how you
10,
like it.
but just what is it, another 10 fucking 15 years down after Kenobi,
10, 10, 10 I'd say.
10
Yeah.
years after, and so it's another decade past. So these guys are fucking old and battered, and fucking just, father time caught up, and that's the way I would look at it. It's kind of going, like, all right, there's the reason they're slow paced and fighting slower, because the mechanics are rusty, and fucking Obi Wan's got fucking brittle bones, and they're just old fucking men.
Actually, Pop Dad says Bruno moved to his own island. Anakin won't go. Too much sand.
Too much sand.
G-Force says, Jonathan, at that time we didn't have the ninja movies of the 80s or anything with the newer type of action sequences. It fits the time frame. Lucas has changed his mind multiple times, to be fair. Chris with the comment of the night. How come nobody is saying Anakin versus younglings?
Oh, man, yeah. Matchup of the century there, like.
G-Force laughing. Master Anakin, what are we going to do?
You're going to die and shut the fuck up, little man.
Nailed it, Chris.
Get on your knees, young Jedi.
Jesus Christ. You the father that Connor's always talking about? How come nobody
Vader
said
the nonce.
Finn versus the Stormtrooper? FN 21987. G-Force, the old samurai movies were major influences on Lucas. Hints that the old Kurosawa stuff. Luke versus the training ball. The training ball whipped Luke's ass. Or whooped Luke's ass. I know Tubbs said he's 40, but I heard farty. Farty.
I'm 40 years old there, kid. I'm
So
fucking
did
jam.
they.
I'm saying there, buddy.
Obi Wan versus Panda Baba. It's short and sweet. Qui-Gon versus the Blast Door. Fuck's sake. So my number one, anyway, before we finish, is Vader versus Luke versus the Emperor from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's my favorite sequence in the whole franchise, I would say.
Yeah.
That whole I'll never turn, I'm a Jedi just like my father before me. I love that scene. It's what made, like, I know Connor will probably agree a little bit here. That's what made Mark Hamill a fucking hero for me for so long.
Oh, dude, I mean, it was. I mean, you look back at the whole scene as a fucking whole. It's like and now you've got so much more fucking to look like and break open, and it makes more sense to why that scene is has so much more weight to it now. But back when you first saw it, it was fucking
the Emperor as well. Like, you will never fight your friends and all this kind of stuff. Like, look at them, they're all dying. He's making them look out the window at the fucking the fight.
Really fucking just making shit of him when he stands there. Like, but then even when you look at it that way, and there even the sequence with Luke fucking jolly battering Vader against the railing, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He's really fucking belting him. Then he realizes his hand is the same as Vader's when he smashed it up.
Yeah.
And then that's when he fucks away the lightsaber, and then you won't join me, you'll die. I actually know the whole scene off by heart. Like,
yeah, it's fucking. And do you know what I did like about that as well? Is, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, someone might know this, but do you know when Vader is like the lightning is shooting through Vader? Like, do you remember like fucking for a split second you see like a skull, like fucking appear on his mask and stuff? Was that added in later.
afterwards, I think. Yeah.
So was that a visual thing added in fucking later on? Because some of the like the visual things that Lucas added in always kind of mind boggled me years later. It's like adding like a white skull on Vader's mask when he was being electrified, which made no fucking sense. Um, and then having Hayden Christensen as Anakin at the end of Jedi, even though he was an old man,
What
things
always
like that.
struck me in that scene is, you know what you were saying earlier about acting with your face, right?
Yes, yeah,
That scene where Vader is like looking at Luke, he has a fucking helmet on as well,
yeah, yeah.
where he's like looking forward and looking back and looking for. You can see, I don't know how, you can see him turning as it's happening, and then he's fucking
Yes, yeah.
picks up the Empire and fucks him over the fucking edge of the thing.
No, but
So he will be gone forever, or so we thought.
but come here. I mean, like you remember even like we had these conversations with Paddy regarding how I kind of played the character in the parishes, and he even said it as anyone can put a mask on, but like you have to treat it as an acting role. You have to treat it as an actual character. When you're doing these things, and that's kind of how I treated that character. And very same as what you're saying with Vader. It's like it's a guy in a suit, but you have to emote. Like as you said, like even the way he was turning and looking back and forth, it's like he was shown in that moment without saying a word that like this, no, this isn't right. This is about to all go like shit. Like
about to go off.
This is about to go off, and it's about to go tits up like it did back in the fucking day when I fucking didn't have the fucking brains to say no to this prick, you know? Wrinkly old sausage in a fucking rug, like. So so he picks him up and he jousts him off a fucking building.
Like the old sausage.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, so I mean I agree with you totally, man. It's a sometimes less is more, and
the music as well, it's cascading as it gets bigger and bigger. It's fucking
it's I mean like we make movies and stuff, and we know
what
this.
The fuck was that?
But no, but like score is a major point of any live action visual, man. It changes the concept. If like you could like shoot the same thing 4 times and put 4 different pieces of music on it, and it'll always come off different.
As we saw in Obi Wan, like even Jonathan has said it a couple of times that the music wasn't up to scratch in Obi Wan.
Yeah, I mean, I do think
difference it makes.
I genuinely do think, because I mean, for me, it's a show built on nostalgia from a trilogy before and a trilogy after.
Do you know what, actually,
you could have like brought the 2 trilogies musics in.
Like, I know we're finished now with the lightsaber stuff, but the one I do actually have a final thought on Obi-Wan. It didn't have the feeling of a movie. It was definitely the bang. There was definitely a bang of TV show off of it.
Yeah, I mean, but could you imagine? I did say this to my brother the other day, but could you imagine telling
the trash picture show said, "Lads, that's the best description of the Emperor ever." Yeah, it's there. Like, welcome to the group. That's what. Hey, buddy.
No, but what was I saying? It was
amazing.
Oh God, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the thing. But I do think if you had gotten like if it had been shot like a movie, if it had gotten like like Star Wars movie money, like this could have been fucking like next level shit. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It was still good. Like,
oh no, I mean, look, dude. I mean, it's like the Obi Wan and Vader fight has now become some of my favorite Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I love that fight. But the show in general, yeah, there's things like, do you know what I mean, that really hindered the show, and but there's also some great fucking moments in there as well, like,
If you were to give the show a rating out of 10, what would you give it? I know we don't usually do stuff like this, but go for it.
I mean, I'd give it a 7 because I was generally fucking happy with what I saw.
I think I'll land there as well, 7 as well.
Yeah, 7, because I mean, there's stuff I didn't like, and there's stuff I kind of found I did nitpick at as well. But I found overall, I mean, there was more I liked than what I didn't like. There was enough in it for me to really enjoy it, and that last episode really just fucking stuck the landing for me personally. So yeah,
Let's just look at the rest of the comments before we go.
yeah,
Han versus the Tauntaun.
dun, dun.
Palpatine versus Yoda. Right, return of right.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Yes, thank you.
There
Number
you
one
go.
for Jonathan. What? I wasn't gone on that. I think Yoda gave up way too easily.
Yeah. I mean,
think
me personally, I thought the fight with Yoda and Dooku was better.
Yeah, where he like waddled in.
Yeah, he waddled in, but I
like,
mean, but he's
fucking
fucking
flying it.
bouncing all over the fucking thing. But to be fair, like it's one of those things is where like you see Yoda fighting like cartoons and in like the animated Clone Wars and Rebels and things and I think Yoda fighting always translates better in animation than it does in live
Yeah.
action.
I did, like one of my favorite Yoda parts from Star Wars is in Revenge of the Sith, where he just decapitates those two soldiers just as they're about to turn on him.
Yeah,
That's just fantastic. Fuller's figure said I fought off Father Michael with a chair one day. G-Force, yes, that line is just brilliant. So be it, Jedi. Luke versus the vibrating Hilton Leia's drawer.
I gotta get in my sister.
Good one, Si. Wrong films. Action popped head says. What about when Chekhov gets that bug thing in his ear? Ugh, that thing from Star Trek that always freaked me out when I was young fella. Absolutely
Actually,
rotten.
Before we go forward, I think one of the biggest Star Wars battles, honorable mention, has to be from Star Wars: The Triple X parody.
Oh no!
Where Leia is trying to fight off Vader, and then gets like banged by his massive black dick, and then you realize after watching it, wait, isn't that her dad?
How you feel?
It hits a rather weird kind of.
Let's leave that one there for now.
Yeah. Okay. I was just about to say, as it tricks you because you go watching kind of parody porn
you want to
for
watch
the story.
Parody porn, that's nothing to do with any of us.
Oh man, you gotta watch parody porn. There's a story there, man. You know what I
mean? Trash Picture Show says the only edition I liked, the special edition, was seeing the Wampa eating the Tauntaun. What the fuck noise was that, Tubbs? Oh, Chris, the original cut had a go up Chekhov's arse. Nice. Vader's saber versus Luke's wrist had to cancel his Playboy subscription afterwards. Galaxy Sluts 9. That's it. I'm painting Punisher skulls on my Vaders. That's what she said. And it's just a comment I read out already. I'm painting love hearts on my Lando back pockets. Oh, fucking hell. Vader's been through more helmets than Pornhub. Ringy says, another great example of that was Kane in WWE. Even though he had the mask on, Vince advised him to use facial emote under it to get the emotional feeling across, even though we don't see his face. But Kane's an absolute fucktard. But let's leave that.
Oh,
there.
Man. Jesus. Yeah, no. It's another fucking story for another fucking podcast.
Let's be honest, all lightsaber fights are awesome. They are, Chevy.
They are. They're all awesome in their own way.
The fact that we can make up a list based on our favorites says it all, I think.
I mean, and to be fair, there's probably ones we didn't even touch on in this conversation tonight.
Actually, Pop Dad says, I want to cut myself in my jean zip. Kind of looked like the Emperor's face was squinted. It's like that scene in Something About Mary.
Oh, man, fucking hell. I mean, that's no fucking joke.
I'm not sure the younglings would agree. Master Skywalker, they're everywhere. Tread carefully, Shabby. There are lightsaber fights in the sequels. You have a point, Nick. Chris says, what about the lad that did the video of himself with the broom handle and got bullied online for doing exactly what we wish he had the balls to do? That's because the internet is a scary and horrible place for people.
Yeah, man, fucking the internet can suck my balls, like, to be fair. It's
I laughed my whole off when Obi Wan first sees Vader, then books at stage left like a lark.
He's like,
yeah. Sequels, G-Force. What are they? I don't remember any sequels anyway, really. Shabby likes the lightsaber fights in the Blue Oyster. Precisely. My favorite sci. Action Pop Dad says, let's clear this up. There are 3 Star Wars films, 2 hour 3 2-hour complete computer game adverts that had theatrical releases, and 3 LSD-induced night terrors someone had after a bad trip to Disneyland. That's fairly on the fucking money, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but look, as bad as they were, it's the bang fucking Daisy Ridley, like.
Not even the nicest one in Star Wars.
She'll
We
do.
all know, we all know it's Carrie Fisher, like.
Oh, yeah, hands fucking down, man.
Followed by Natalie Portman. But that's another thing.
Yeah, that's another conversation for a Nance video. No, but I do agree. I mean, look, to be fair, they've had the strong female thing kind of going for the whole way through, when it works. So
last thing before we get out of here, what are you most looking forward to in the future for Star Wars, Tubbs? TV show, video game, anything, movie? We don't know.
Man, I mean, off the top of my head, man, I mean, if they were going to do another show, I mean, I wouldn't mind fucking seeing a Starkiller fucking show.
That would be a good one, actually.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm fucking. I love the fucking dude, man, in video games, and fucking he's been in fucking a rake of shit that I've enjoyed over time. Smallville. He's Deacon St. John from Days Gone, for Christ's sake.
What's his name? Sam Witwer, and that he was
Sam Witwer, yeah.
He was the voice of
and to be
Maul,
fair, dude, he's a banging actor as well. So like, fucking have him play fucking Starkiller.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then that's how you get your Vader in to another show.
But that's not canon, is it? That game anymore?
I
think.
I don't know, because Disney scratched all the books and shit out of canon, so I don't know if that is canon anymore.
But they are kind of slowly bringing every bits and pieces back, aren't they?
Yeah, so I mean, if you were looking for a reason to bring Vader into a show, like, and really have meat on the bones of Vader, like in another storyline, like, that's a fucking, like, he's apprentice, like.
There's a lot of rumors that he's in the next, that Starkiller is in the next Fallen Order game, part of that series.
Really? Wow. Because I mean, and is this the original Starkiller or part one of the clones?
I don't know.
Okay, so it'd be interesting, because I mean,
trailer for Fallen Order, he finds something in what you call it,
in a Bantha tank, isn't it?
Yeah. It could be Starkiller, or it could be someone else. They were fantastic games. The first one, especially.
I fucking love them. Now, I mean, outside of movies and things, I would love if they did a fucking from the ground up remaster or remake of those games.
Yeah, Trash Picture Show said, I think it's not canon, but the character is loved by fans, and Disney will see dollar signs. Very good point.
Yeah. I fucking think that would be a win-win. Like, and be fucking. It's just like the video.
It's all fun and games. Or is it? It's all fun and games till we have to watch the Ewok movies.
Dude, I was flicking through Disney Plus a few weeks ago, and I found the original Ewok movies from the 80s. Like,
I remember watching them years ago.
Curious
as to how much money profit in films the merch the sequels pulled in. I don't think it would be much, because like the figures anyway peg-warmed everywhere, and like they haven't made any more. Like, so that tells you everything. Trash Picture Show said Sam Witwer kicks arse. Tom, welcome. You're late to the game, but would love to see Mace Windu come back. Thanks for joining.
Actually, funny story. I don't know if
like Mace to come back, wouldn't it?
It's a story fucking for Star Wars. So I saw it before I came on the show tonight. Apparently there's a rumor flying around now that Mace Windu was supposed to show up in the Book of Boba Fett season 2.
Oh, I hope they don't do a season 2 of that.
Oh yeah, apparently they've announced it's coming. So
G-Force, we forgot the Emperor versus those useless Jedi with Mace Windu. I didn't forget it, but I just didn't think it was a great fight. It was more like a battering.
And the mad thing about it is that fight is hailed as a great fight in Star Wars movies, because
Trash Picture Show. We'll see you in the next one every Tuesday 9:30, my friend. If you can, lads, got to dust off and chat to the message. Your legends. We'll try and catch you again was
Thanks,
great having
buddy.
you too, man. Sai said, I honestly thought we'd see Mace and Kenobi. No show. Yeah, I don't know. They're too
Unless
busy
now
in
he
the
shows up in, to be fucking, yeah, but I mean, like, Book of Boba and fucking, Book of Boba and The Mandalorian, I'm trying to think time frame, like, would that be too far out?
Well, like, it could be anywhere with him. Because you're
Yeah,
fucking
because
making
fucking he
million
could have
money at
survived fucking, and Sam Jackson's old as all balls now, so.
He'd still do it, though.
He's
He
he's
doesn't
actually
care,
said
yeah.
it, like, and
He doesn't
I
really
watched an
care.
interview with him recently as well, where he was saying it's like seeing Hayden Christensen come back, kind
Starkiller,
of.
another potential bend over title. Oh,
But
God, I just thought
seeing Hayden Christensen return and Obi or Ewan McGregor and stuff, fucking, they were saying, like, he was saying it's like, oh, he's nostalgic, Joe Wheels returning and stuff, like, so
it means he needs another paycheck.
basically, yeah. I
Jonathan
mean,
said
he's got Marvel money, man. Does he really need another fucking? And he's in with Disney now as well, so.
Force Unleashed games were awesome, but the stories are pretty fucking out there. Yeah, they were pretty nuts, but they were pretty fucking cool though. But there is supposed to be there is rumors that the guy from Fallen Order is getting his own TV show as well.
Yeah,
So,
see, I mean, even go that direction. I mean, my closing comment to this whole thing would be like that. I would love to see legacy characters come in and do and just see them expand out the original stories and the original movies. But
I was gonna say for the future, like, I
just
hope they get.
but go on.
No, go on. I interrupted you there.
No. What I was saying is as much as I do like seeing the legendary characters come back and them expanding out on the story of all the original movies and stuff, I do think that they do need to take the safety blanket off it, like at some point and move it forward or move it right back to the beginning, and find a way to do like Knights of the Old Republic and things like that.
Well, they're on about the New Republic thing anyway, aren't they? The fucking High Republic.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. But yeah, like for me, the future for Star Wars for me is get the fuck away from the legacy characters, do original stuff.
I mean, it's great to see them do it.
Huge.
But like, I mean, if anything, I mean, like, as I said, as I look at Kenobi and I look at the fight between him and Vader, and I was going to go, oh, it's fucking amazing. I'll just stick with me now because I love that one moment. But yeah, I do agree with you for like.
Yeah, like what Jonathan said, less legacy characters. Once in a blue moon usage is fine.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah.
What you did with Luke is fine. Like.
Yeah, I mean, but even Luke, like, you could bring Luke in. There's still a story to tell with Luke. Like, you could do Luke and not oversaturate it because there's still
kind of. I don't think there is.
I mean, like, but you have from him and
tried telling stories with Luke. They fucked it up, really.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Maybe doing it the way they're doing it, or just having him show up like an episode here and there, like in Mandalorian.
Tom says, didn't they recently say Mace is definitely alive and there's a long history of Jedi with one hand? Smith Lord said they need to do a full-on Tag and Bink series. Action Pop Dad says, I'd love to play the Force Unleashed games if they ever do a Mega Drive port. Less legacy card. Yeah, we read that one. G4 says, Tom, I've only heard theories of Mace coming back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Andor. That's the next one coming anyway. 12 episodes. It'll be interesting.
See, this is my problem. Is like Andor gets 12 and Kenobi only gets 6.
Andor is away from the Jedi. Like,
okay, yeah, you can kind of go, yeah.
Obi Wan only like McGregor would only come back for 6 episodes at first. I think it was.
Right. Okay. So it was more of a call, like.
Tom says, hasn't Harrison Ford already filmed a de-age scene for something? I know there was rumors that he was going to appear at the end of Boba Fett, but he didn't. But yeah. So yeah, guys, that's your lot for this week. And I'd like to thank all the guys that popped by for the chats. It was great fun, and as always, it was a lot of fun. I really love chatting about Star Wars. I could really do Star Wars every week. But next week, we're definitely going to talk about the boys more in detail and Miss Marvel as well. And yeah, I don't know if any of you guys are watching that.
I have a week to catch up on this shit, so for next week, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
And I'm off next week from work, so I'll have a good show lined up for you all. And we'll play a dirty game next week, like last week, where it'll be me and Tubbs against each other again.
Yes, so I like that.
I'll come up with something. G-Force says Kenobi has his time in Clone Wars in the movies. Yeah, we've enough of Kenobi now.
Yeah.
Andor in August, Bad Batch in December, and Mando in early 2023. So just everybody says awesome chat, a great stream. And if any of you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And I will have a review up tomorrow of that Transformer I showed
That
off
beefy
earlier,
boy he showed you a while ago.
whose name escapes me now. Good show, lads. Good night,
Thanks,
boys.
guys.
Thank you, Jared. Awesome as usual. Thank you, G-Force. Thank you, Simon. Tom Pine says, got to but there's always good stuff. Thank you, Tom, for dropping by. Good of you to
Listen, buddy.
take the time to drop by. And yeah, we appreciate you all, guys. And thanks again for watching. It's always great fun. And thanks to the lads, Tez and Shabby and anyone else whose name I forgot. I apologize because I am a dum-dum at times. And of course, Connor and Jonathan and Mick. And yeah, so we'll see you later, guys. Have a awesome day.
See you next week, boys.
Next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.